Hearing the song makes me calm down for some reason. So ended off with the last one, with turning on the background music for a short bit, and seeing that it's the instrumental version of the lullaby right here. And I got things a little mixed up. I don't remember there being a complete, but it sounded familiar though. I'm not sure if there's a complete instrumental of the lullaby in the original game. I might be wrong. It sounds vaguely familiar, so I might be wrong about that. What I was thinking of was the piano version of the lullaby, which is in the original game and which I believe is used as background music at some point. Anyway, I thought that maybe that they were heavily using the lullaby in the background a lot in this. So I turned the background music on briefly, and it was the lullaby, but it wasn't the piano version. It was a full instrumental version of it. And the remake is using it more heavily. I would assume, especially if it's being used here. The piano version of the lullaby in the background in the original game was not used until the Coco route. And it might have been used twice, but I don't remember one instance of it being used. That doesn't necessarily mean that it wasn't used later. I remember the first instance of it being used. I don't remember if it was used again after that. It might have been. Anyway, which is sort of consistent with how this remake is doing things, right? They, using more rare sprites of Tsugumi more often and so on. So using kind of rarer things more often here. As well as giving hints to the solution to the twists sooner as well. And sometimes very overtly. Hearing the song makes me, sometimes like not even a hint, it's like a dead giveaway. Like just recently we saw the CG of Tsugumi holding her twin babies. Already. And we haven't even gotten into the Coco route. That was in the Sara route. Like, why would you just drop that? Like, that would like tell you instantly what's going on. Like the whole story. Like from that. I know people are going to say, well, you would think so because you have hindsight, and hindsight is 2020. You know the solution. So it may not necessarily be as big of a hint to someone who didn't know the solution already. Well, if you knew the solution already, it wouldn't even be a hint. And I go, if I saw that, I would know immediately what was going on, okay? I know what I would know from what. That would have been complete, like, sealing of the solution if I saw that at this point in the game. Anyway, hearing the song makes me calm down for some reason. Something shines from my sister's eyes. It's a sad light. And I presume that she's singing this while sitting on the bed. And we really still don't know exactly what's going on with Sara, but if it's legit that Sara was sent by Leiblich, like on this mission to capture Tsugumi, which again is a little weird. It's a lot different than the original game, that's for sure. It also seems kind of strange because why would they need to do that? Then it's not necessarily her fault that Tsugumi doesn't like her. She had to do that. But it seems like she doesn't like Tsugumi already. And would get upset with Tsugumi over sabotaging Lemu. Which suggests, and there's a suggestion that maybe she perhaps had some precedent for believing that it would be Tsugumi who would do that. Like maybe Tsugumi likes to destroy Leiblich's stuff, and she already knows that, right? And she knows that Lemu is Leiblich's thing, and so she would think that Tsugumi would try to destroy Lemu, and so she would blame Lemu's destruction on Tsugumi. But we also know from the U route that Sara hates Leiblich, right? And wants to sabotage Leiblich. So why would she necessarily hate Tsugumi for that? And you could go, well, she doesn't hate Tsugumi for that, destroying Leiblich's stuff. She hates Tsugumi because, well, she is in Lemu, and destroying Lemu could kill her. But could you really blame Tsugumi? I mean, if you think what you're doing stuff for you're doing evil on behalf of someone evil, then you wouldn't necessarily really dislike people who are preventing that evil from happening. kind of interesting. We'll see if like we get more of a solution later on in here. But definitely not like the original game at all. The original game, like, Sara wasn't working for Leiblich. She was just a prisoner of Leiblich. Weren't like using her to do things. They were just studying her, and that's all. I make a vow right then and there that I'll protect her. I'll definitely protect her. Let's always be together.
いつまでも一緒にいようね、お兄ちゃん。
Yeah, let's always be together, big brother. Let's always be together. It's unclear if that's a memory or that's in present. I think it's a memory. With that promise giving me strength, I kept holding on. The days were like hell, but because we were together, we could endure them. Oh, we're still in the flashback, okay. But I couldn't keep that promise. I wonder how they're going to change this, because in this the original game, they kept holding the kid as a prisoner. They were for a while, because he just wasn't that interesting, basically. But here they're using these people as like agents or special forces of some kind. So that would suggest that the kid would be let go, not because he just wasn't interesting, but because he wouldn't perform very well as an agent. That day, during our sabotage training, we were learning to make explosives using commercially available drugs. But my sister made a mistake in her concoction. Watch out. I used my body to shield my sister. As the bomb she was making explodes, after a loud roar, there was a sudden silence. Although my vision is hazy, I can see something. Okay, so this is clarification on something they said earlier, and I forgot what the context was. I can hear someone shouting to me from far away. So they're going to say he gets injured, and that's why he wouldn't make a good agent, and that's why they let him go? Okay, Oni-chan. My sister is peering at me. Yelling Oni-chan. My little sister is safe. Perhaps because I am aware of that fact, I didn't realize I'm in intense pain. My consciousness begins to fade. I'm okay, I'll be okay. And then, because of my serious injury, I am separated from my sister. I'm the only one taken out of that hellish facility. There is no use for an injured person, they tell me. During treatment and rehabilitation, not a day passes without me thinking about my sister. Is she going through nightmarish days all alone? Let's always be together. I couldn't keep that promise. Overwhelmed by guilt, sorrow bordering on helplessness, and despair, while embracing such emotions, the day passed by. Then one day she appears. A woman in a white coat resembling a researcher from somewhere. Oh, so they're going to make it... So, in the original game... I'm referring to the original game a lot here. The kid... His name is Hokuto. Knowing his name doesn't really matter, right? It's not like you know his name before. It's not like when you learn his name in the original game, it actually, solves anything, right? You never heard that name before and associate with anything. So it doesn't really matter that his name is Hokuto or not. His name is Hokuto, apparently. But anyway, the character is presenting himself right now as Takeshi sends him a letter in the mail. And the letter says, come to Lemu and you'll be able to see your sister again.
あなたね。どう？私の研究に付き合わない？なくしたものが見つかるかもよ。
That's what she said.
あなたね。どう？私の研究に付き合わない？なくしたものが見つかるかもよ。あなたね。どう？私の研究に付き合わない？なくしたものが見つかるかもよ。
The reason why I'm playing this over and over again, if you're not picking up on this already, is I'm trying to figure out which voice actor is saying this line. And I'm having a really tough time with it because it doesn't sound like any of the other voice actors in the game to me. I would expect it to be you, right? And maybe that's why it's so different. Is it because it's you's voice actor trying to make a little bit more mature voice? So it is the same voice actor as you, but they're making a little different kind of voice, so it's hard to tell. No, but I guess from this, it doesn't really sound like Tsugumi.
あなたね。どう？私の研究に付き合わない？なくしたものが見つかるかもよ。
Yeah, I guess it's like a variated you. That's what she said. So brief flash of some facility we haven't seen yet. It looks like it has like a model of like an atom, but like cartoonish style. Like it's like a logo kind of atom. Looked at the moon.
少年。
Okay, that's just a real life Sora, not flashback. Sara, not flashback Sara saying boy, right?
少年。
Boy? Sara? That's right, after this happens, my sister and I are separated. I feel a warmth in my right hand.
少年。
Boy? Sara's face is in front of me.
よかった。
I'm glad. So that's who you are, Sara?
そうだったって？
He's like, what? What are you talking about? That's who I am? Sorry, I couldn't remember until now.
何のこと？
What are you talking about? Sora told me and then I remembered.
思い出した。
Remembered what? That you are my sister, Sara. Okay, let's see if she denies it. She might for mission purposes.
違う。
No. Sara's face quickly turns pale.
違う。違う。
Okay, so that's a non-denying denial. Sara?
少年はお兄ちゃんじゃないの。
You're not my Oni-chan. You are not. Which again is kind of an odd thing to say because she should have already known. She's like acting like she already knows.
お兄ちゃんじゃないの。
Except for the whole flirting thing. You are not my big brother. Sara rushes out of the room, right? And it's a non-denying denial. Why? Because if the answer was no, it'd just be like, no, you're not. There would be like all that panic and denial, right? If you panic and deny, it suggests that there's like something going on there. Especially when it's not an accusation of doing something wrong, right? If you accuse someone who did something wrong, accuse someone of doing something wrong, and they're innocent, they would still panic deny likely because, well, that's not good, right? You want to squish that down because that could cause you problems. But being someone's little sister isn't doing something wrong, so it's not something that you would panic deny if it were false, right? You'd only panic deny it if it were true. Sara rushed out of the room. Sara? Sara's scream and her words of rejection stabbed my heart like a knife. Guilt and self-loathing all surge up at once. That's right.
いつまでも一緒にいようね、お兄ち
Yeah, let's always be together, big brother. I couldn't keep the promise I made. I couldn't keep it. I rushed out from the infirmary as if running away. I run aimlessly, to escape from this guilt and self-loathing. The overwhelming guilt, sorrow bordering on hopelessness, and despair. That's what I feel. The emotions I felt at that hospital once again attacked me. Sara endured those horrid days alone, all by herself. She told
ゃん。で
me,
も無駄よ。組織からは逃げられないわ。
it is futile. There is no escaping from the organization.
希望？
Hope.
そんなもの、この世界には初めからないわ。
Such a thing has never existed in this world. Sort of true. Not literally true, of course. Sara endured those hellish days alone. And even now she remains imprisoned by the organization. Continues to endure the endless nightmare. I'm the only one who could escape. That's why Sara can't forgive me? Not a question, though, in ellipses. So, why did she just get hurt? No.
少年はお兄ちゃんじゃない。
Okay, we're saying it again. Damn it. Lots of damn it's, which may not be necessarily the best English translation of that, but that's how they like to translate it. I run away. From Sara, from the past. Maybe I've lost my memories because I wanted to escape from this guilt. Or maybe I sealed away my memories. So this is, again, slightly different from the original game. The original game, he feels guilty, not because he managed to get out and she didn't, but because he managed to get out and was unable to get Sara out. Basically. Like he said, I'm going to come, they let me go, sweet. I'm going to figure out a way to come back and get you. And he never succeeded in doing so. Not just simply because they let him out and they didn't let her out, he just took advantage. But apparently he tried. You're just guilty about not succeeding as opposed to not trying. Ha ha ha. But what will I gain by running away? What will I gain by running away? And it's repeated. Let's see. Ha ha ha. And hit insert. Yeah, it is. It's like directly. It's copy pasted. Okay. Which sometimes suggests that there's a translation error, but I'm not going to check. My feet stop. I lean against the wall. Because we have had lines in this game, like their order mixed up before in this remake translation. After finally reuniting with my sister, am I going to run away and leave her behind once again? No! I slam my fist against the wall. I don't want to break that promise ever again. I don't want to go through that again. Even if I'm hated. Even if I'm not forgiven. To keep that promise, that's why I came here. That's why I'm here right now. Sara! I shout with my entire being. Just then. Oops, I shouted too loud. What? Suddenly a powerful shock surges through the building from below. My vision turns red. An unpleasant noise echoes throughout the corridor.
Shonen!
Boa! Takeshi, what's going on? What's happening?
説明は後だ。とにかく早くこっちに来い。
I'll explain later. Hurry up and follow me. Now, this is interesting. We know that this guy, his name is Ryogo Kabaraki, I think, or Kabaraki Ryogo, however you put it. Okay. He was arguing with Tsugumi, and Tsugumi's like, we have to go to IBF, right? Because that was the only way for them to escape now that the maintenance room is flooded. That doesn't allow them to use the cosmic whale anymore, right? But he probably, like with you, made up an alternate plan of escape that he could implement. And so he might have told Tsugumi about it, we don't know. And so he knows how to get out of here. Pretty normal, right? What do you mean?
脱出口が見つかった。
We found an escape route. Not really found, but okay. An escape route?
説明は後だ。とにかくついてこい。もう時間がない。
I'll explain later. Just come with me. There's no time to waste. Takeshi urges me on as he starts to run. What about Sara? What about everyone else?
空がみんなに連絡を入れた。だからみんなも非常階段に向かっているはずだ。
Sora contacted everyone. They should all be headed towards the emergency stairs. Okay. But the emergency stairs are supposed to be out of order.
いいから急げ。本当にもう時間がないんだ。
Forget about it. Just hurry. Seriously, there's no time. Like, they turned on the fan in the original game, right? Takeshi's very serious. I keep quiet and rush towards the emergency stairs. Okay, so this is like... So they made the ending of the U route in the remake super weird, right? But in the original, you do run for the emergency stairs in both the end of the U route and the Sara route. So I guess maybe the Sara route is more conventional or more tightly conforming to the original game. Everyone's gathered here. Sara is there too. Okay, so she didn't like just not show up. Thank goodness. A poignant sense of relief washes over me. Well, if this goes like the original game, she's gonna turn around and run back. Wait for me, Sara. Your big brother will end all of your nightmares. I make a new vow. Sara is targeting Tsugumi. The organization has been targeting Tsugumi. I don't know why, but Tsugumi seems to be at odds with the organization. However, Tsugumi helped Sara. Tsugumi found the pendant after it had sunk. Right? Tsugumi is like, I guess you could argue, very Christ-like in deed and not in speech. Perhaps Tsugumi could become our ally. However, if it's your daughter, what would you expect? With this in mind, I search for Tsugumi. Huh? That's strange. I don't see Tsugumi anywhere. Takeshi, where is Tsugumi? Tsugumi isn't here.
つぐみか？ああ、つぐみなら別ルートですでに脱出してるはずだ。
Oh, she should have already escaped using a different route. Yeah, you swiped her out, right? And this is going to worry some people because they're going to think, oh, she got captured. Like the kid. Let's see if that's what the kid thinks about it. A different route? Why only Tsugumi?
ちょっとソラ、今まで使えなかったはずの非常階段がなんで使えるようになったのよ。
Hey Sora, why are the emergency stairs suddenly usable again?
それは。
Well.
非常時だからじゃないか？非常階段っていうくらいだから。
Well, you see, I'm in on this. Which oddly in the remake, we don't have that scene where Tsugumi accuses Sora of being in on this, but she is in on this, right?
何こんな時にふざけたこと言ってんの？また殴られたい？
So he said, they're called the emergency stairs, and I mean, they are called, well, isn't it because it's an emergency? I mean, they are emergency stairs. Why are you joking at a time like this? Want another knuckle sandwich?
皆さん、ふざけてないで急いでください。本当に時間がないんです。
Everyone, please remain serious. The time is really of the essence.
そうだったわね。急がないと。倉成、ほら早く。
That's right, we need to hurry. Takeshi, come on.
すでに各施設への大規模な浸水が始まっています。これ以上持ちこたえることができません。
We're already experiencing large-scale flooding in each facility. I wonder what that's in each of. A facility I thought referred to the entire Lamu, so that suggests Lamu and IBF, but maybe they're just being different, rides and the theme park or something.
よし、みんないいか？脱出するぞ。
All right, everyone, listen up. It's time to escape. And so we begin climbing the stairs toward the surface. We ascended up a long, long staircase. Long, long staircase! Whatever. It's a complicated feeling as we struggled so hard before to make it down the Cosmic Whale. But the maintenance room flooded, rendering the whale unusable. We just keep climbing the stairs, relentlessly aiming upwards. Only the sound of everyone's breathing and the footsteps on the iron emergency stairs can be heard. Yeah, I wonder if they changed this.
もう少しだぞ。
That conversation that the kid has in himself in his own mind about Tsugumi becoming their ally, whether that suggests a change in how the end of the Sara route is done here. Because the way the original ended the Sara route was rather tragic. It was the kid and Sara just kind of running off alone by themselves. And Tsugumi just loses them again, basically. With suggestion that Tsugumi knows that those were her kids. Just a little more, a little more. Takeshi shouts ahead of us. Ha. Someone breathes a sigh of relief. Huh?
マヨがいない！
Mayo isn't here. Okay, so just like the original game. She turns around. Yu cries out. I stop and look back. And she would have left the pendant in the infirmary, just like in the original game, right? Because that's where it was. There, Yu stands dumbfounded, staring down the stairs.
そんな、後ろにいたはずなの。私の後ろに。
No way, she was right behind me.
なんだ一体どうした
What's going on? Takeshi and the others come down.
クラナリマヨがいないの
Kurinari, Mayo is not here. The moment I hear those words, my left arm throbs. And we know his left arm is not functional, right?
なんてこったついてくるの確認しなかったのか
Just like the original game, he breaks his arm in the Sara route. I forgot about that until it appeared again in the remake. That is in my 12-hour or however long that video was, where I described the plot of the original game. I might have actually completely left out that the kid breaks his arm in the Sara route because I forgot about it so profoundly. What the hell? Did you make sure she was following?
最初は後ろにいたの
She was behind me at first.
途中から私も上がるのに夢中で
But halfway through, I got caught up in climbing too. Whoa. We hear a sound as emergency stairs begin to shake violently. At the same time, the emergency lights illuminating the stairs go out.
くそ停電か今さら引き返す時間はないぞ
Damn it. Power outage, huh? There's no time to turn back. Hold on a second. Okay, everything's good here.
手のマヨが
But what about Mayo?
分かってる俺が
I know, I'll go. I have to go. You guys go on ahead.
少年
Boy, you have to understand, I am the person whose perspective the player is playing through. They have to experience it, okay? It has to be me. I've been running away from the past and my guilt all this time, but now I must run away from my own urge to escape. Typo.
そうかだったら行ってこいそして会場でまた会おうぜ絶対に全員で助かるんだからな
Okay, then go get her. Let's meet again up above. We'll definitely all make it out alive.
少年マヨお願いね
Boy, please save Mayo. Yeah, I will definitely. I give a thumbs up to Takeshi and you, then immediately dash down the dimly lit staircase. Sara, wait for me, Sara. I'm coming now. This time I'll save you for sure. I will definitely save you. With no sign of Sara along the way, I descend quickly to Drietstock. Drietstock. It's German. Stock. Since the facilities along the way are apparently flooded, Sara should be somewhere there. Now, where could Sara be? I search every corner of the corridors that aren't affected by the power outage, but she's nowhere to be seen. I've come to look for Sara, but considering the size of Drietstock, I feel overwhelmed for a moment. Well, that's the rewriter's problem. Made everything big. Now, forget thinking, it's time for action. I'll just search every corner for Sara. I decided to start searching from the right.
少年さん聞こえますか
Shonen-san, can you hear me? Sora, I thought you were upstairs.
私のことより今は松永さんです生体サーチで松永さんの居場所が判明しました
Let's worry about Sara-san for now. I've detected her location using the biosearch system. Or she probably says Matsunaga-san or something like that. Really?
先ほど一部支柱の崩壊により施設に浸水が発生しましたその影響で松永さんは救護室に閉じ込められて
A part of the supporting pillars collapsed earlier, causing flooding in the facility. Due to that, Sara-san ended up trapped in the infirmary. So, another note here. In the original game, there was a choice you could make right at the end, and that was look for Sara on Drietstock, or look for Sara on Zweitstock, or Zweitestock. And the way the original game was, you know, allowed for her to be on either floor. And if you picked Drietstock, you would get the bad ending. And if you picked Vite stock, you would get the good ending because she was in the infirmary. And the infirmary was in Vite stock. And everything was partial flooded and you were swimming around and stuff. Now, here, they omitted the choice and just had Sora just straight up tell you that she's in the infirmary. And, of course, the idea of the infirmary being in Vite stock is no longer irrelevant. There's an infirmary on all the floors. And not specific to one floor, because they made the facility big, right? And it's the Dritte stock, the other infirmary, the other floor, which he's on. She just gives you the answer. So they omitted the choice. Now, in the original game, the Sara route was already rather choice dry. It's one of the more just choice routes of the original game. The bigger one, of course, being Coco's route, which is a huge choice route, especially the last few hours of the game. There's no choices in them in the original game. However, in the remake, they've thinned the choices out a whole lot. So if it's a choice drought in the original, which is a problem generally for these, because it's not really makes it so it's not really a game anymore. Man, they decided to take the only choice in a long choice drought out, and now there's no choices at all. In fact, the recording before this was 4 hours and 40 minutes long, and there wasn't a single choice in it. And I don't even remember if the 2 hour and 20 minutes long recording before that even had a choice. I just know the previous one didn't have a choice. We've been going for hours and hours with no choices. And now this choice that would happen here is that one's even gone. Ugh. Aren't these things supposed to have choices in them? The infirmary we were just in.
違います。別の救護室です。浸水ログを参照する限り、松永さんはそこに逃げ込む以外なかったようです。
No, a different infirmary. Oh, so there's multiple infirmaries per floor. Wow, I didn't know that. A different infirmary. According to the flooding log, Sara-san had no choice but to take refuge there. Now this is odd, because in the original game, the reason why Sara-san came back down was to get the pendant, right? The pendant was left in the infirmary, and that's why she was in the infirmary. The pendant, according to the narrative, was in the infirmary that we were just in. Therefore, that's where she would go. So, she went to a different one. She couldn't get the pendant back. I guess she doesn't get it? I don't know. What's going on here? Is the door working?
電子ロックは解除されています。ですが、
The electronic lock has been deactivated. I don't know if that means it no longer works and it's stuck locked, or it means it's now opened. I assume it's now opened is what it means. However, it won't open due to the water pressure.
ええ。
Stealing from the Tsugumi route.
緊急用の非常口はあるのですが、あのブロックはネットワークが破壊されてしまって連絡が取れないんです。
There's an emergency exit, but the section's network has been destroyed, so there's no communication. But then...
大丈夫です。救護室の下には緊急用の非常通路がありますから。
Don't worry, there's an emergency corridor beneath the infirmary. Okay, so we're doing it just like Tsugumi's route. So we're not going to swim for it, we're going to go up from the bottom. Sora guides me to the emergency corridor connected to the underside of the infirmary.
この先が非常通路となっています。
So
案
the
内
whole
モニター
problem
に
is...
救護室の位置がマークされていますから、すぐにわかるはずです。
The whole problem is a trap door in the floor to get out of this infirmary, but both Tsugumi and Sora now basically just not noticing it, and Sora can't tell them about it because the network has been cut off in there. Okay. This is the emergency corridor ahead. Location of the infirmary should be marked on the guidance monitor, so you should be able to find it with no issue. Thank you, Sora.
お礼はいいです。私は。
No need for thanks, my...
私、案内はここまで。
My guidance.
さ、
He...
必ず松永さんを。
My guidance here is done. You must save Matsunaga-san. For some reason, that was in the voice acting. Sora, what's wrong? Sora! I'm voice acting, but not the text. Just then, the lights go out. The electricity here is also cut off. Thank you, Sora. I enter the emergency corridor. I push forward through the darkness illuminated only by the fluorescent paint. After a while, I see a ladder leading up to a signboard labeled infirmary. It's right above me. Clang. I crawl out of the emergency exit hole on the floor of the room. Sara, Sara. Sara is crouching in a corner of the room, hugging her knees. She's holding her pendant tightly.
少年、どうして？
Boy, why? With eyes like dinner plates, Sara stares at me. Is that a meta commentary on the art style? We promised to always be together, didn't we? Even though you've been alone for so long.
違う。少年は私のお兄ちゃんじゃない。
No, no. Shonin wa oni-chan janai! Right. No, the boy is not my big brother. Fine then. From now on, we'll always be together. I gently embrace Sara with my right arm. Even if you hate me, even if you can't forgive me.
違う。
That's not it. Sara wraps her arms around me.
違うの。お兄ちゃん。
That's not it, Oni-chan.
私は嫌ってなんかいないよ。
I don't hate you.
ただお兄ちゃんを巻き込みたくなかっただけだから。
I just didn't want to involve you.
またあの場所に戻ってほしくなかったから。
I didn't want you to go back to that place. Sara? So that's it. Sara wants to protect me too. I squeeze Sara tightly. From now on, we'll always be together. Okay, let's get out of here. And this time I'll definitely protect you, Sara.
お兄ちゃん。
Okay, big brother. We're almost at the emergency stairs. Okay. But why'd she go back there? Holding hands, we hurry toward the emergency stairs. Suddenly I feel a gust of wind, and I hear a sound grow, a sound filled with resentment and fury. I know what it is. Sorry, we've got to go back. Huh? At that moment, I see a large torrent of water approaching. Cue the animation? No, I guess not. Okay. They already had it ready. They could have just inserted it. An emergency hatch blocks the corridor just in time. Phew, that was close.
だけど非常階段への通路が。
But the corridor to the emergency stairs. So the word for stairs, kaidai. Let me see here. Yeah.
だけど非常階段への通路が。
Kaidai. The reason why that's odd is I think it's pronounced kaidai. Like if... And there's a little bit of an accent on there. Kaidai. The stairs. Yeah, an unpleasant noises echo throughout the corridor. Nothing here. Let's keep going. Okay. Every part of Driftstock is already flooded. We swim through the corridor as quickly as we can. Sara, are you okay?
大丈夫。ちょっと寒いかな。
Yeah, I'm okay. Just a little samui, which is cold. Maybe. Okay. Well, it would be cold if it was 51 meters underwater, under the ocean. Sara forces a smile pretty much anywhere, right? Different. I know the ocean's warm in some places, like, you know, Hawaii, but it would still be cold 51 meters down. Sara forces a smile. The moon is currently collapsing second by second. There is no escape for us. Perhaps wandering through the corridors aimlessly will only prolong our final moments. But even so, I don't want to give up. I want to save Sara. But...
私、お兄ちゃんと一緒なら怖くないよ。
I'm not scared, as long as I am with Oni-chan. I wonder if she senses how I
それ
feel.
に、普通の女の子みたいにデートする夢も叶ったし。
And besides, I got to fulfill my dream of going on a date like a normal girl. Well, according to the drama CDs that were put out by Kid after the original game, Sara didn't want to date anybody after leaving. In fact, they sort of hinted that she was not straight. But anyway. But it was like implied, it wasn't like explicitly stated. Anyway, but besides, I got to fulfill my dream of going on a date like a normal girl.
相手がお兄ちゃんだったけどね。
Even though it was with you, big brother. This time, Sara gives a genuine laugh. I got to play boyfriend with my brother.
お兄ちゃん、楽しかったね。
It was a lot of fun to spend time with you. Yeah, it really was. I recall something in the back of my mind. It's... Save scum, baby. This is the good ending, bad ending branch, isn't it? Which is nice because it allowed me to get the bad ending kind of trivially. But I want to get the good ending first because I know I'd rather succeed than fail. Like, I'd rather get this right. So what would be a place that would be more likely to allow me a way of escape? Lemurian Ruin or the Jellyfish Gondola? Well, because the Jellyfish Gondola kind of goes outside the facility to some degree. It's still a tube, right? But the tube can break as the facility collapses. It might be like more of a likely to be a way of escape than Lemurian Ruins. Lemurian Ruins are just another ride. They're just fully inside. So I would pick to the Quale, and let's see if it does me any good. I recall Sara and I riding on the Quale.
少年、こっち、こっちだよ。
Come on, boy, this way, this way. What's this? Sara points to the attraction that Tsugumi was just on.
これはね、ドリッドシュトック外壁をめぐる海水の入った透明チューブの中をゆらりゆらり漂いながら海底を探索できるものなんだって。
Why did I skip? Oh. It says this attraction allowed, well, I mean, it is kind of a... Oh, that's the day turnover. Oh, I didn't see like a screen. Okay, we're on day 7 now. And the title is called, the scene title is The Quale. Okay, interesting. No, that's just a choice I made. Okay. It says the attraction allows one to explore the seabed while floating gently in a transparent tube circling the outer wall of the Dritte stock. Well, I just assume that the Dritte stock is at the seabed. It's not, it's like... 4 times 17, that's 68 meters above IBF. IBF is 68 meters down. Right. Sara explains while reading the pamphlet.
へえ、このクバレって中性浮力式なんだって。
Well, the Quale is neutrally buoyant. Neutrally buoyant?
ほら、発電室を修理しに行った時に乗った愛と一緒よ。バラストタンクはないから浮力を調整できないみたいだけどね。
It's the same as the EI that we rode when we went to repair the generator room. But we can't adjust the buoyancy because there's no ballast tanks. So does that mean we can escape using this?
透明チューブに穴でも開かない限り外には出られないわね。それより早く乗りましょうよ。
Unless we find a hole in a transparent tube, we can't. Come on, let's take a ride. But because Lemu is falling apart, right, it could end up breaking. My hand tight in hers, Sara runs toward the Quale. That's it, that's it, that's it.
お兄ちゃん？
Big brother. I suddenly shout, catching Sara off guard. Thanks to you, Sara, I thought of a way to escape. It's a bit of a gamble, though. We swim to find a staircase leading to the general area. While the general area is flooded, it is in better shape than the staff area. If we are lucky, the place we're headed to hasn't flooded or been cut off yet. Meanwhile, That's what the background shows.
お兄ちゃん、まだ動きそうだよ。
Oni-chan, it looks like it's still working. Sara is checking on the quale. Alright, let's get in. And they're just kind of sitting there right until Lemieux comes apart. I hope you don't get dragged down with Lemieux, basically, right? We board the quale. After closing the hatch, Sara opens the panel in front. A simple control device appears. And with Sara operating it, the gondola smoothly moves from the launch pad. Then the gate in front of us opens. And we plunge into darkness. With a roar, water starts to fill the space. Perhaps for dramatic effect, all lights in the gondola are turned off. Okay, so that means the tube is already broken. That's how I would interpret this. However, to me, it only seems slightly darker, right? Because you've got the infrared vision, and so does Sara. Then, the gate silently opens. And the deep darkness spreads out around me. It's late at night, but it isn't pitch black. Searchlights are still active, dimly illuminating the facility. Why would they be, though? That's kind of odd, but okay. Hold on a second. Okay, all good. We look out at Lemieux from the quale. Bubbles erupt from various places, rising to the surface. Lemieux sways precariously, and Quale does too. Sara and I start holding hands, and we quietly watch Lemieux collapse. Oh, it's not a timer, okay. The tube ruptures and the quale bursts out into the sea. Then it starts to slowly ascend. We peer into the depth gauge. It's odd why it would ascend, but okay. Depth 73 meters. Interesting. So I thought that each floor of Lemieux was 17 meters down, so Eerste would be at 17 meters. Zweidstok would be at 34 meters, and Drietstok would be at 51 meters. Why would it be down at 73 meters? That's like, why is it so deep? I don't get it. They changed it in the remake? Yeah, 73 meters is, that's 3 times, I thought of integer multiple of 3. It's not really, I don't know if it's an integer multiple of 17 either. Yeah, you can't get a 3 out of 7 until you get up to 7, right? 7 times 7 is 63, but that's way too high. Depth 70 meters, depth 68 meters, depth 63 meters. The needle on the depth gauge is slowly but steadily rising. Sorry, we did it. The gamble paid off.
やったね、お兄ちゃん。
Are they gonna, like, mirror Tsugumi's route even more, though, now, though? We did it, big brother.
でも、よくこんな方法を思いついたね。
But how'd you come up with this idea? It's thanks to you, Sara. Remember when we were on our date? You said that useless, unless we find a hole in the transparent tube, we can't escape. I thought if there is a hole, we can get out. Plus, since Lemieux is collapsing, there was a chance a hole would be formed.
私たち、助かるんだね。
We're gonna be okay, huh? That's right. Well, unless it just stops ascending. I mean, it wouldn't go back down necessarily like the sub would, right? But, I mean, it could just be like, it end up at a constant depth. I answer her gently.
そうだ。はい、これ、お兄ちゃん。
There's just a CG that appeared in the CG gallery before it should, right? Like before I even got to the part where it showed up, like I completed the U route and it showed up in my CG gallery for some reason. and it's the kid looking inside the jellyfish gondola, it appears, from outside and seeing Sara in there, right? Which suggests that he's going to jump out of the jellyfish gondola in the same way that Takeshi jumps out of the emergency sub. History repeats itself. Here you go, big brother. Yeah, it accidentally spoiled me, didn't it? Sara hands me the pendant. Really? This is your treasure, isn't it? Can I really take
今
it?
度はお兄ちゃんに持っていてもらいたいの。これは私たちの宝物だから。
I want you to have it from now on. It is our treasure now. I guess you're right. Thank you, Sara.
これで一緒だね。お兄ちゃんと一緒。
Now we are together. I am together with my big brother. I'm together with you, Sara. Our laughter echoes throughout the quale. By the way, Sara, did you know I was your big brother? I asked while gazing at the pendant. Because I want to
そう
know.
だね。初めは確証はなかったんだけど、
I think so, even though I had no proof at first.
発電機を修理しに行った時からかな。
It was when we went to repair the generator room. What gave it away? The scar on your arm.
それはね、見つけたから。
Well, I saw it. Sara says softly, gently stroking my left arm over the bandages. Yeah, so I guess they wanted to make it like more parallel. So in the original game, there was just a scar on his left thumb or right thumb. I forgot which thumb, or even if it says which thumb. But then he breaks his arm later, right? They wanted to make it so that, wait, I want to make this all like, you know, I don't know, more poetic and have it be his arm and then whole arm and then have him break his arm later. Sara says softly, gently stroking my left arm over the bandages, but then it left no place really for the whole, like, shard missing from the pendant, so that whole thing was dropped.
私がお兄ちゃんにつけた傷跡を見つけたから。
I saw the scar on your left on your arm. I see. Oh, okay. That wasn't the broken arm. That was the cut on the arm. Oh well, it's still an arm. Sorry, I forgot all the details. Yes, he got cut on the arm, and then he broke his arm when the bomb went off. Scar on my left arm. It's the proof of our connection, huh? Oh. Sara suddenly exclaims.
お兄ちゃん大変！震度計が動いてないよ！
The depth gauge isn't moving. Appearance to depth gauge. Current depth 63 meters. Okay, 7 times 7. The needle hasn't budged since the last time we looked at the gauge. We lost the bet. The weight of the quality has reached equilibrium at this depth. Well, it's not as big a problem as, like, Tsugumi problem, where it, like, was sinking back down. Archimedes' principle. The words flashed through my mind. You do have to get out eventually, though, because you run out of air, run out of oxygen, if eventually, in this confined space, in this bubble. Although people have, like, existed some pretty long times in, like, bubbles under the ocean. For a moment, the thought of swimming for escape crosses my mind. But with Sara unable to swim, and me with only one arm available, considering the water pressure and depth, it seems like a suicide mission. Well, I could swim with one arm. I haven't done that because I've always had both my arms. But the feet are what do the most work when I'm swimming, so if I only had one arm, it wouldn't be that big of a problem. We have no escape route left. Even when I'm underwater, the feet do the most work. The frog kick does the most work. Sara, I'm sorry.
いいの。お兄ちゃんは悪くないよ。
Okay, so this CG, this is the one that got unlocked early. No, it's just a player's perspective. It's just does not actually him being outside of it. Okay, it's okay, big brother. It's not your fault.
それに、こんな時だけど嬉しいの。これでお兄ちゃんとずっと一緒にいられるから。
Besides, even in a time like this, I feel happy because now I can be with you forever. Same feeling with Tsugumi with Takeshi, right? She was like, "Oh, we're gonna die. Okay, that sucks. Oh wait, well at least I'll die like take you down with me." Sara?
私ね、ペンダントを取りに行くのが戻った本当の理由じゃなかったんだ。
I actually didn't come back just to get the pendant. Well, Okay, we haven't even clarified that in this remake, that's why she came back. They didn't even say she did it for the pennant. We just know she had it. But okay, now we know. We know for the original game she came back for the pennant, but they haven't said that yet here. What do you mean?
海の中のレミューにいた時だけ私は自由だった。
In Undersea Lemu, I feel free. So this conversation is from the original game. Basically, it's like she doesn't want to have to go back to Lieblich, right? So she would just basically suicidal.
定時連絡とか命令にした。だけどナッキュ先輩と少年お兄ちゃんと一緒の時は自由になれたの。
I was ordered here to monitor and capture Tsugumi while giving regular reports. But when I and Nakyu-senpai and you, big brother, when I was with Nakyu-senpai and you, big brother, I felt so free. Okay, and she did indeed monitor Tsugumi, which is interesting, but her reports might have been junk because, well, she thought she was sabotaging and Tsugumi was sabotaging and such when she wasn't.
だからあの場所にいれば自由のままでいられると思ったの。
So I thought if I stayed there, I could stay free.
それに地上に出ればお兄ちゃんとまた離れ離れになっちゃうし。
And if I went back to the surface, I'd be separated from you again. I don't know what to say. That would not have been true, but that's what, yeah, I guess you would assume because you, the old you, didn't tell her, you know. She didn't have to worry about much. The old you probably was the one responsible for telling her job was to monitor and capture Tsugumi. Oddly enough. You can promise anything using words, but my heart has already made its decision. So I embrace Sara. Sara clings to me, surrendering her body to my chest. Silence envelops us. We're just like the quiet sea around us. In that silence, we only feel each other's warmth.
お兄ちゃん、外を見て。あれ？
Oh, I see jellyfish? Big brother, look outside. What's that? That's small pink-hued pearls ascend, rising higher and higher. Slowly, steadily ascending. They are coral eggs. There are thousands, tens of thousands, even more. Coral spawning has begun. Oh, are they gonna ride coral eggs to the surface? We sway. Just then it feels like the floor trembles. What was that?
お兄ちゃん、震度計が。
Okay, this is silly. Yes, but they're gonna do it inside the gondola. Big brother, look, the depth gauge. The depth gauge? I peer into it. Current depth, 62 meters. Current depth, 61 meters. Are we moving? Slowly but surely, we're definitely moving. We are rising. And as if guided by the coral eggs, the quale ascends. And I suddenly look up. In the distance, I see a gentle light shining through. As we hold each other, we continue to gaze at the light.
少年さん、月にまつわる不思議な現象ってご存知ですか？
Oh, we're gonna make this a Chekhov's gun? Shonen-san, do you know about any of the mysterious phenomena related to the moon?
満月の夜に産卵するサンゴ。
Coral spawning on full moon nights.
月の光の中で花開く月下美人。
The Sirius which blooms in the moonlight.
月には神秘的な力があるのかもしれませんね。
Perhaps the moon holds mystical power. I feel like I could hear Sora's voice. We hold each other's hands. Now we are one again. We're ascending as one, ascend toward the light. The light gradually grows larger. Sara tightly squeezes my hand. I squeeze hers back as if to reassure her. Sara smiles in response. Now, let's go. Toward the source. Toward the source of that light. Sara, I won't let go anymore. Never again. Well, I might mute this music, but I forgot to do it last time. It didn't cause me any problems, so maybe I'll forget to do it this time too. Then again, it might have been because I was talking, that's why it didn't cause me problems. Probably fits the same. Okay. Yeah, it might be because there's like a slight remix on all the tracks in the remake, and it might make it so that the music is actually not what's in the label, which is interesting. Like it's different enough that it like doesn't get claimed. That's interesting. I wouldn't have thought that. I would have thought it's similar enough it would. I can hear the ebb and flow of waves. The sea breeze caresses my cheeks. The breeze? Waves? I slowly open my eyes. For a moment, I don't know where I am. I glance upward instinctively. There's no steel prison-like ceiling above me. The only thing around me is the vast expanse of the starry sky. A sea of stars that seems to stretch out infinitely. And I see the full moon emitting a gentle light. This is the surface. To be precise, the beach of Insail Knoll, the floating island. That's right, I know we are safe. From the depths of despair, the quale swaying gently at the water's edge reflects the moonlight. The quale which brought us all the way here. Whether it was due to the slow ascent or some safety mechanism, when we opened the hatch at sea level, there was no sudden decompression. We got out from the quale and plunged out into the night, sea relying on the moonlight to swim all the way here. I remember the two of us supporting each other to reach the shore. After that, perhaps due to both exhaustion and relief, I lost consciousness. I jolt awake and look around, relieved to find Sara right beside me. Her chest rises and falls, and I can hear her breathing. I look around again. I see colorful lights shining from the amusement park. I can also see lights from the administration building, hotel, and tower. Considering how dark the sky still is, it doesn't seem like much time has passed. I look up at the sky once more.
月には神秘的な力があるのかもしれませんね。
Perhaps the moon holds mystical power. I hear Sora's voice. I wonder what happened to Sora. Even though the facility sank into the sea, I gaze absent-mindedly at the moon. Its gentle light illuminates me. It feels like the sky is smiling at me. Her voice brings me back. Sara? Sara slowly opens her eyes.
お兄ちゃん。
Oni-chan. Her eyes widen. She quickly sits up in a panic. Seeing her like this, a gentle smile forms on my face.
お兄ちゃん。ここって。
Okay. Oni-chan, where are we? Sara still seems to be trying to grasp the situation. Yeah, she's concerned because she's going to get caught. We're on Insail Knoll.
じゃあ。
That means we made it. We made out from under the sea.
助かった。助かったの？
We made it. We've been saved. Yes, we made it together.
やった！やったね、お兄ちゃん。
Okay, we did it, Oni-chan. Before I actually explain why I was so concerned. Yeah, we did it. We survived.
ありがとう、お兄ちゃん。
Thank you, Oni-chan. I told you, trust me. I do. Sara grins softly.
ありがとう。
Thank you, more arigatos. And then she murmurs,
そうだ、お兄ちゃん。ナッキ先輩やたけしたちは？
Big brother, what about Naku-senpai and Takeshi? I think they are okay. When I turned back, they were already quite high up the emergency stairs. If they kept going, they should have reached the surface safely.
さあ、よかった。
I see, what a relief. Sara sighs.
私たちもいつまでもここにいるわけにはいかないね。
We shouldn't stay here for long, though. Despite safely reaching the surface, Sara still seems uneasy. She must still be afraid of being taken back to Leiblich. Hey, Sara?
何？
What? Let's run away.
逃げる？
Escape? Yeah, let's run away from Leiblich.
そんな、できっこないよ。
But that's impossible. It's not impossible.
どうしてそんなこと言い切れるの？
How can you say that?
あいつらのことはお兄ちゃんだって知ってるでしょ？
You know them as well as I do, right? Listen, Sara, calm down and think carefully. Right now, this island must be in total chaos. The news of a famous marine theme park disappearing underwater should be enough to make headlines. You and the others made it out. There's no way the media isn't all over it by now. They're probably making a huge fuss as we speak. You and the others will definitely report that we are still trapped in Lemieux. And for them, that's not a lie, it's the truth. Even if Leiblich doubts their words and investigates, they won't find anything.
そっか。
I see. So right now, everyone's attention, including Leiblich, is focused underwater on Lemieux. In fact, they might even think we're already dead.
そうか、そうだよね。
You're right, that's true. So, that's why now
チャンスなんだね。
is our chance. That's right, this is our best chance.
お兄ちゃん、すごい、すごい。
Oni-chan sugoi sugoi. I don't know if we need to translate that. Since we're already here, there's no way they'll find us inside Lemu. And if we're not found in Lemu, they will search the entire area around the facility. I think so. Maybe they'll think we're dead, swept away by the currents.
その間に私たちが身を隠しちゃえば追ってくることなんかできないはずだよね。
By that time, if we go into hiding, they won't be able to track us down. In reality, it might not go that smoothly. But still, we should be able to buy quite a bit of time before they realize the truth.
そっか。
You're right.
でも
But, Sara suddenly lowers her gaze.
でもこの島からどうやって逃げるの？
How do we escape from Incel Knoll? Huh?
だってここから出る方法がなきゃ逃げようがないでしょ。
Because if we can't run away, if we can't get off this island, right? Let's see.
それは
Sara stares at me, her eyes filled with complete trust. Yeah, you're right. Oh no, I hadn't thought about that. I just assumed we'd figure something out once we reached the surface. I racked my brain for an answer. Present tense, I racked. That's it. It's probably people who don't work for Lemu, like civil engineers or healthcare workers, coming to and from Incel Knoll. Of course, there are plenty of vehicles for transporting people, not just cars. There are also plenty of boats and helicopters. Anyway, first let's find somewhere to get some clothes and change. Especially since your uniform really stands out.
そうだね。
Yeah, you're right. Okay. Sorry for pausing. Like doing something else with my hands again. Sara reconsiders her outfit. And even if the helicopter is out of the question, if we can sneak onto one of the boats and get transported somewhere far away, if we can make it that far, we can figure something else out then.
そっか。やっぱりお兄ちゃんすごいね。そこまで考えてたんだ。
Yeah, you're amazing, big brother. You've really thought it through, even though you have not thought it through. Well, yeah, I guess. Sara rejoices. She looks so innocent. I'll protect her smile forever. That is my mission, I think once again. Now, Sara. I reach my hand out to her. Sara hesitates for a moment, then holds her hand out towards mine. I firmly take it. Once again, two become one. Let's go, Sara.
お兄ちゃん。
Once again. Okay, big brother. We're going to be
自
free.
由に。
Free. That's right, free. Yeah. Like the singular pendant, Sara and I again come together as one. I'll never let Sara go again. I'll protect her until the end. And so we start running toward our freedom, hand in hand. Nope, Tsugumi is not involved. Okay, just give me a new route unlock message. The story is not over yet because you are in the infinite loop. Okay. Okay, unlock Sara's route, good end, observe ending A for Sara Matsunaga. It does not say I unlock Coco's route. However, I got a Steam achievement that said I unlocked Coco's route. Even if the game itself didn't. Spoilers, Steam. Okay. I often think it a figure of merit, like how many good endings you get without getting a bad ending. But Sara's bad ending is so easy to just grab, I'm just going to go grab it. So I'll do that. This should give me a bad ending, I presume. I'm guessing. I recall visiting Lemurian ruins with Sara.
遥か大昔、海の底に沈んだ大陸をモチーフにしたアトラクションです。
This attraction was inspired by a continent that sank to the bottom of the sea a long time ago.
完全に再現した展示物や映像で、 幻の大陸の謎に迫ります。
You can explore the mystery of the lost continent through accurately recreated exhibits and videos. Sara narrates the pamphlet. Will Lemu too become ruins on the seabed thousands of years from now, like the Lemurian ruins? Well, because of rusticles, it's not actually clear. It depends on it's not that deep, right? It's only 7 times 17, which is 133, I think. Meters deep at this location, so maybe it's not deep enough to get rusticles. Ships that sink in shallower water don't get them, but if so, they can make it disappear within a millennium. You can make the wreck disappear. Anyway, well, Lemu too become ruins in the seabed 1,000 years from now, like the Lemurian ruins. And will they create similar facilities where Lemu's ruins will be exhibited? And will they also be excavated and become exhibits as well? Hey, keep the bad thoughts away. Moving on. After that, we rode to the Quale, right? I really thought we were drifting in the sea then. I never thought there could be a transparent tube like that. That's it.
お兄ちゃん？
Big brother. I shout suddenly, catching Sara off guard. We swim to find a staircase leading to the general area. While the general area is flooded, it's in better shape than the staff area, if we're lucky. Doesn't let me skip this, by the way. I have the skip mode on, but it's like, even though it's repeating, it's not letting me skip. Interesting. The place we were heading hasn't flooded or been cut off yet.
お兄ちゃん、まだ動きそうだよ。
Big brother, it looks like it's still working. Sara's checking on the Quale. All right, let's get in. We board the Quale. After closing the hatch, Sara opens the panel in front. A simple control device appears. And with Sara operating it, the gondola slowly moves from the launch pad. Then the gate in front of us opens. And we plunge into the darkness. With a roar, water starts to fill the space. Pressed for dramatic effect, all lights in the gondola are turned off. However, to me, it only seems slightly darker. Then we silently exit through the gate. And the deep darkness spreads out around me. It's late at night, but it isn't pitch black. Searchlights are still active, vaguely illuminating the facility. We look out at Lemu from the Quale. Bubbles erupt from various places, rising to the surface. Lemu sways precariously. The Quale does too. Sara and I start holding hands, and we quietly watch Lemu collapse. The tube ruptures and the Quale bursts out into the sea. Then it starts to slowly ascend. We peer into the depth gauge. Okay, I'm going to start not reading this out loud and just kind of spamming through it, trying to see if something's actually different. Because the skip should skip red, and it's not skipping red. I don't know what's up with that.
でも私たち、あ、お兄ちゃん大変。私ね、海の中の定時連絡とかだけど、だからそれにだからこれ
Okay, so it does give you the bad end. It just doesn't really give you anything new up until the bad end. It just kind of quits. Okay. That's lame. There isn't really a good mechanism for why which choice you make would lead to a bad end or good end. That's kind of disappointing. Okay. So let's look at the clear list. Okay, so we got Tsugumi good end, Sora good end, Yu good end, and Sara good end. The 4 necessary to unlock the Coco route. We also have the Takeshi Sai bad end, which is combined Sora. In the Xbox version, I think it's called the combined Sora Tsugumi bad end, and the Sara bad end. We also have a 3rd bad end there, which is the Yu bad end, which I didn't bother getting. Okay. Let's go to CG gallery. Actually, we're going to go back first. Let's look at the music first and see how more complete this is now that we've got the lullaby stuff in there. Okay, we still have 4 tracks not unlocked. The names of the tracks are all in German, which doesn't help. Clavier is piano, by the way. It actually just means keyboard. Wow, dedicated to Lemuria has a typo. There's a missing space. That might be the end credits. But they might be using it as for piano because it might have the meaning of it may have evolved to piano, or just that's just the word we use for piano, even though it's more general in German. Okay. But I think it meant general keyboard instruments at some point. Okay, CGs. So these are all Takeshi side, Takeshi side, Takeshi side. Okay, now we're getting into the kid side. Okay, so this one is the Sara one. This is new. This. We have this. It's like the one for the original game, but they had to redraw Tsugumi's clothes, and they removed the pendant from the CG. The pendant, Sara's grasping the pendant in the original version of this. New. The kid does have blonde hair, which matches. The kid has blonde hair either way. That's new for the remake, by the way. That's not in the original. Okay. This. Both in the remake and the original. This. Remake and original. This is a CG apparently. Remake and original. This is from the U route. Forgot the. Okay, U route. This one. Yeah. Of course, the original. This was done on the Cosmic Whale. It's not done on the Cosmic Whale this time. Party. This is just general. Okay. The one from the intro cutscene that gets whoa. At least it was in the intro cutscene in the Xbox version. This is the spoiler in the big spoiler in the intro. This from the original and the remake. This they changed it in the they redrew this slightly for the remake where they have her shirt torn open. So they can put the defibrillator pads, because they actually put a defibrillator in the remake, which makes some sense because you can theoretically get a heart to start beating properly if you have a defibrillator. If you don't have one at all, it wouldn't make any sense. But her heart still ends up starting to beat spontaneously without being shocked. Anyway, also shows a lot of breast, but it's kind of justified in this instance because this is like a medical diagram. That, from both the remake and the original, it's interesting, it's a CG and not a background. Again, this one from the original and the remake. They made it so it's in the hallway instead of in the infirmary, but it still applies. Don't have any new kinds of this, right? No, we just have the blanket, the ones with you in them. This, which got unlocked early, but now it's unlocked for when it should be unlocked. Here, where the kid's hair is not blonde for some reason. No, the kid's hair is a different color. See, the kid's hair is like black, right? And then let's go back to this new CG. Both of these are drawn specifically for the remake. They're both not in the original. You can just see little bits of his hair up the top there. It's blonde. They are not consistent with his hair color. And these are both. It's silly. Okay. And then we have this, and this is also in the original as well. That's like the final Sara CG. And they have some of the stuff that's from the Sara after credit scene. We have 3 CG families from the U after credit scene. And then, I don't know how you don't unlock the after credit scene in this. In the original, if you got like a perfect score for that character, you got the after credit scene. You could get just the ending without the after credits. You got enough to score to get the good ending, but not to get the after credit scene. And then if you got the ending a second time, the good ending for them a second time, you like reread it, you'd always get the after credit scene, regardless of the score. Yeah, and then we had this be shown just super early, like just made that real obvious. Despite it being listed late in the list. Yeah, okay. So, only like 2 pages left of CGs to get from the Coco route. Okay, let's try to go into the Coco route. So, in the original game, you could get into the Coco route. I don't know how they're going to change it here. In the original game, you could get into the Coco route 2 ways. From both sides, the Takeshi side or the kid side. It made more plot sense to get in from the kid side because the Coco route is actually a kid route. Although you do see, like, you do experience stuff that's happening on the Takeshi side, but only when the kid is asleep or passed out. So things at night or after he passes out after looking in the mirror, you see scenes from the Takeshi side. But it is a kid route. But it was easier to get into on the Takeshi side because there were some choices you had to make that were kind of tricky on the kid side to get into it. Forgot exactly how. We'll see what happens here. I think I'll try the kid first, just because that's more proper to get into the the Coco route and see if that works and see if I can get into it. I don't know how they changed it and made it different. I gotta go pee first though. Okay, I'm back. So, backspace. So I said I was going to do it via kid side, right? So let's start skipping. Sorry, making a bunch of dumb noise. Like cables whipping around and chairs rolling and okay. We want to do the pro Coco choice here. Despite being the Takeshi, playing as Takeshi, we want to make all the pro Coco choices. Because Coco's route is indeed still Coco's route. It's still like related to the character Coco. And you get into it by increasing your affinity to Coco. Despite it not like the relationship between the namesake character to the route and the route itself is less than the other routes in the original. Because it wasn't really like a romancing Coco route. It was It was just like the route where everything just gets revealed. It was just like a final route. But you got into it by making Coco-like choices. Coco affinite choices. Oh. Well, I'm gonna do kids side, I guess. Yeah, sure. It's not like we'll try to make the best you choices anyway. Okay, you must ask about the second voice because this is doing Coco stuff. Yeah, then you get this one. Okay. No, it's just me. I was alone. Really? You want to question it, right? But I'm going to drop a save. So I can save scum this, because this can be quite difficult. But, like, inquire more, right? So, really? Really? Boy, question. Why is there question marks in the name card? Okay. Yeah. Really?
だからいなかったってば。
I'm telling you, I was alone. There was no one in the elevator next to you either.
多分誰も乗ってなかったと思うよ。
I don't think there
だって
was.
今までずーっと大声出して助けを呼んでたのに誰も返事してくれなかったもん。
I've been shouting for help at the top of my lungs all this time, and no one responded. So maybe the voices I heard earlier were just in my head. But why? I can't shake off the curious feeling about the other voice I heard earlier. I could have sworn I heard another voice besides yours, Sora. What? Was there someone there after all?
いないよ。いなかったけど。
Man, he's really belaboring this point. No, there wasn't. No one was there, but... But?
どうして？
How?
どうして知ってるの？
How do you know?
私の
How?
私の名
Oh,
前。
yeah. How do you know my name? Right, so... Besides yours, Sara. Yeah, they have to do it like that because the Japanese is besides Sara's. Right? Besides, say I'd have to make it besides yours, Sara. Okay. How do you know my name? Your name?
あれ？そういえば君にマヨの本名ってまだ教えてなかったんだっけ？
Huh? Did I tell you Mayo's real name? Oh, I don't even know if we've heard Mayo yet. Okay. My vision wavers suddenly. Or it feels like something in my head is flipped, turned over, or something like that. So this is, like, very similar to how the original game does this, but they at least didn't make that translation mistake the Hiromeki translators made.
ねえ、なんで？
Come on, tell me how.
君、私のこと知ってるの？
Do you know me or something? Sara Matsunaga. Yes, that's right, her name is Sara Matsunaga. But, no, I don't know you, Sara.
じゃあ、なんで名前を知っていたの？
And how do you know my name? Well... Pain surges through my head. My temples throb once more. I press my hands to my head, collapsing to the floor.
ちょっと待った
Hey, wait a second.
だから無理に思い出そうとしなくていいから
I told you to try not to force yourself. I told you not to try to force yourself to remember. He rushed over to me and starts patting my
彼
back.
どうしちゃったの
What happened to him?
彼ね記憶喪失なのよ
He has amnesia.
記憶喪失
Amnesia?
だから何を聞いても無駄よ思い出せないから
So asking him anything about his past won't work because he can't remember.
それに無理に思い出させようとすると
And if you try to force him to remember,
こうなっちゃうわけよ
this happens.
大丈夫もう大丈夫だから
Come on, it's okay, it's okay.
君は今自分の境界を見失って怯えてるんだと思う
I think he's scared because he can't remember who he is.
記憶がないから過去が見えないから
He doesn't have any memories, so he can't see his own
過
past.
去を失っている君は自分の存在自体さえも失ってしまったかのように恐怖を感じてるの
To lose your own past, it's got to be as if he's lost his very existence. That's got to be
でも
terrifying.
ね怖がることなんか何もないのよ
But you know what? There's nothing to be afraid
あな
of.
たは今ここにいる
You are here now.
私の目の前に立っている
You are standing in front of me.
たとえどんなことがあってもあなたの存在が消えてしまうようなことはないの
No matter what happens, your existence won't disappear.
だってあなただって私だってみんなつながっているんだから
Because you, me, everyone here are all
見え
connected.
るもの見えないもの広がりを持つ世界神羅万象あらゆる全ては見えない紐でつながっている
In this world, all things, visible and invisible, are connected by unseen strings.
マヨの名前を知ってたって不思議じゃないわ
It's
だ
not
って人っ
that
て意外と知らないところでつながっていたりするものだから
it's not that strange that you knew Mayo's name. People are unexpectedly connected in ways you might not realize. Well, I wonder why Yu's personality is like this. Remember, this is the kid side you who doesn't like non-sciencey things.
だから知らないことを恐れないで知っていることを恐れないで
So don't fear what you don't know. Don't fear what you know.
ただ今をありのままに受け止めればいいだけ
Just accept the present as it is.
過去や未来は幻想と同じようなものだから
The past and the future are like illusions.
人間は今この瞬間にしか生きることはできないのだから
Humans can only live in this present moment. Without realizing it, I've turned to stare at you.
ね私の目をしっかり見て
Hey, look into my eyes. I peer into Yu's eyes. It's like she's drawing me in. I see my own eyes looking back at me.
そう
There you go.
そしたら笑ってみて
Now try smiling. Huh?
笑うのニコって
Come on, give me a smile. I consciously move the muscles of my cheeks. Grin.
ダメダメもっとニコってニコニコって
No, come on, even bigger. Smile wide. I consciously put more effort into my cheek muscles. Smirk.
かなり引きつった笑顔だけどまあいっか作り笑いでも効果があるって言うし
That's quite a forced smile, but oh well. They say even a forced smile can have an effect. I don't know what effect you're going for, but okay.
ねえ知ってる笑う角には福来たるって言うでしょ
Have you ever heard that fortune comes to those who smile?
あれって意外と本当なのよ笑顔には力があるから
It's surprisingly true. Smiles have a special power.
笑うとね免疫効果も上がるし若返り効果もあるしベータエンドルフィンも増えて自律神経も安定するわ
Sara's just sitting there watching this being like, wow, you. Because when someone smiles, their immune system improves, they look younger, beta endorphins increase, their automatic nervous system stabilizes.
脳波だってアルファ波が出てリラックスして集中力だって高まるのよ
Their brainwaves produce alpha waves, whatever that means, for relaxation, and their concentration improves. Sorry, that was a random door being blown by the wind.
だから不安な時、苦しい時、悲しい時、ここ一番の時は笑うといいの。
So when you're anxious, in pain, or sad, or at your worst moments, it's good to smile.
笑顔が運を切り開く力になってくれるから。
That's because a smile can pave the way for good luck.
ほら、だから笑って。
So come on, smile. Absorbing you story, stop forcing a smile.
もう、笑いなさいよ。
Come on, smile for me. Well, I can't just do it on command. Even if I'm told to smile, all that happens is my facial muscles twitch.
やっぱり無理に笑うのは難しいかな。それなら、マヨに協力してもらって。
I guess it's difficult to force a smile after all. In that case, let's have Mayo help us out.
え、私？
Huh, me?
ほらほら、マヨの鼻の穴に指突っ込んじゃうぞ。
Hey, I'm gonna stick my finger in your nose, Mayo.
冗談ですよね。
You're kidding, right? Yu's eyes are deadly serious.
おーれおーれ、ぐりぐりぐり。
Here we go, round and round we go. Indeed, Yu does exactly as she says.
ちょっとやめてくださいよ、先輩。
Hey, wait a second, senpai.
ぐりぐりぐりぐり。
Oh, let me get deep in there. I don't know if I necessarily want to name him or call him out, but apparently, as a kid, when I was a kid, I went to see a doctor, like a family doctor, who liked to do that to kids. He liked to, pick their noses. He apparently pulled boogers out your nose. Now, I would presume if he was a doctor that he'd be wearing gloves when doing this, but I don't remember. I was too young to remember him doing this, to me at least. So I don't really know. Don't know if he did or not. I think it was just a functional thing where he's trying to look up the nose, right? And it's just there's a booger in the way. So they picked it. I don't know.
先輩、やめてください。先輩。
This line is crazy out of context. Senpai, stop it, senpai.
先輩の指が、私の敏感な場所の中に入ってくる。
I won't read that.
ぐりぐりぐりぐり。
Okay.
そして今、先輩と私は一つに。
And now you and I are one.
でも、なんてこと言わせるんですか、先輩。
What are you making me say, senpai? I heard the Steam achievement noise, but didn't see the pop-up. I don't know what happened there. Boy starts laughing. I start to genuinely laugh after witnessing their actions, their antics.
笑った。
Oh, there it is. He's laughing.
本当だ。
He is.
って素直に喜べると思います？
Wait, did you think I'd really enjoy that?
人の鼻の穴を一体何だと思ってるんですか？まったくもう。
What's the big deal sticking your finger in someone's nose, honestly? Yes, you and her you-ness. Doesn't respect your body at all. In multiple ways, kicks you and stuff. Watching their exchange, my headache had completely disappeared. We regain our composure and start walking towards the Ein Zone escape pods.
何これ？
It won't let me skip still. What's going on here?
全然誰もいないみたいだけど。
This place looks deserted. While walking, you began explaining the situation to Sara. That's that she works part-time at Lemu, that I lost consciousness and was taken to the infirmary, that an emergency flooding occurred and evacuation orders were issued. Now we can't use the emergency stairs, there's no escape pods in the Foop zone, so we're heading for the escape pods in block 1. Listening intently to Yu's explanation, Sara is
と
astonished.
いうことは、 私ラッキーだったんですね。
So that means I got really lucky.
先輩たちに助けてもらわなければエレベーターの中でずーっと缶詰だったんですね。
If you hadn't helped me, Senpai, I would have been stuck in that elevator the whole time.
ラッキーはともかく不幸中の幸いってとこね。私たちまだ助かったわけじゃないからね。
Lucky or not, you're out of the frying pan and into the fire. We're not out of the woods yet.
そうですね。
That's true.
でも縁は稲もの味なものって言うけど本当に不思議。
But they say fate works in mysterious ways. Why is this? I mean, this would actually kind of make sense that's not letting me skip it because this is different. But why does this have to be different?
こんな時にこんな場所でマヨと出会ったのも不思議だけど、
That my route differentiated already? It's quite odd to run into you here in this situation.
彼がマヨの名前を知っていたっていうのも不思議よね。
It's also odd that the boy knows your name is Sara.
マヨは彼に見覚えはないんでしょ？
Sara, you don't recognize him, do you?
はい。
I don't. Well, apparently she hadn't yet until she saw the scar on his arm. So, I guess she's not necessarily lying here.
でも彼はマヨの本名を知っていた。
But he knew your real name, Maya.
つまり謎の少年の失われた記憶の中にはマヨに関する何らかの情報が記憶されてるってことじゃない？
Which means there's some information about you stored in the mystery boy's lost memories, right?
これが逆だったら何もマヨがこの少年のことを知ってて、でも少年は記憶喪失だからマヨのことを忘れちゃってるってね。
Okay. If things were the other way around, it wouldn't be strange at all. If you had known about the boy, but the boy, due to his amnesia, had forgotten about you.
どう考えても一方通行の向きが逆なのよね。
It's like a one-way street going the opposite way, isn't it?
一方通行ですか。
A one-way street?
もしかしてひょっとしたらこういうことなんじゃないですか？
Oh, I have an idea. Maybe it's like this.
どういうこと？
What do you reckon?
この少年実は昔から松永沙羅の大ファンだったんですよ。
This boy actually has been a big fan of mine for a really long time.
だから私のことをいろいろと調べて、
So he did some research on me and
そしてどっか物陰に隠れて私のことをずーっと見てたんですよ。
they don't call these big fans typically. Well, they typically are fans. They call them stalkers. I guess stalker is oftentimes a subcategory of big fan. And then he hid somewhere watching me from afar the whole time.
それってまさか。
Does that mean...
そう、あれです。
Yes, he's...
ストーカ
Oh, okay. Stalker! Stalker. They both point at me. What? Was I your stalker, Sarah? What's a stalker anyway?
ー。はい、真に受けない。
Well, don't take her too seriously.
まあ冗談はともかく、マヨ、本当にこの少年に見覚えないの？
Jokes aside, Mao, you really, you've never seen this boy before?
見覚えですか？
Have I ever seen him? Sarah gets closer to me, staring into my face.
そう言われてみれば、なんとなく。
Well, now that you mention it, by the way, he probably won't ever admit it because now it might involve him in something she doesn't want him involved with. So, huh? It's probably a prank, huh?
いえ、嘘ですよ、嘘。冗談です。
Yeah, I'm kidding. Just kidding.
そんなことあるわけないですから。
There's no way I know who you are. There's no way? What does she mean? Does Sarah actually know about me? My vision sways. Once again, something flips and turns in my head. That's how it feels. I definitely feel something like nostalgia. I feel like I've seen this happen before. Maybe we've met in the past. Somewhere, sometime that I don't know.
そうそう。
Oh. Okay, we're skipping. So the original game, I think the Coco route really diverges off at the beginning of day 3. Day 3, everything changes. See if that's the same here. So it should skip through 1 and 2, and then it should just get like unskippable. Basically, it's the whole thing from there on out. So that's how the original game would actually work. Even though the original game was much better at allowing things to be skipped deeper into the days. But in Coco route, it makes sense. They wouldn't let you skip early. We're still on day 1, of course. Oh, this is different. Okay, eventually, the number shows 6 and then stops changing. Biological sign 6. Huh? It stopped at 6.
壊れてたんじゃないの？センサーの誤動作なんてよくあることでしょ？
Did it stop at 5 when you're not in the Coco route? I forgot. Did it break or something? Sensor malfunction happens a lot, don't they?
いえ、そんなはずは。
No, that can't be the case.
でも結局6で落ち着いたわけだからこれが正解だろきっと。
Oh yeah, this is the tricky part in the original. I forgot how it got. It's tricky, and I forgot the correct answer, so it's going to be still continue to be tricky. But in the end, it settled on 6, so that must be the correct answer, right?
そうだよね。
Yeah. 6. Biological sign 6. And the exact number of people trapped here is... Okay, I'm going to do something cheaty. So I'm going to go into my F drive. Games for recording. Eastern visual novels. Infinity series. I'm telling you what my directory tree on my game drive looks like. Ever17, the Himmel patch folder, the patch notes. Open with Chrome. Scroll down to flowchart. Open the flowchart. This is so cheating. I'm blatantly cheating. How much is it? Oh man, there's so many more choices in the original, isn't there? What? I can't even find it. Oh, the choice was 5 and 6. The correct answer in the original was 5. And 6 was not the right answer. The problem is this is not 5 and 6. This is 6 and 8. And the correct answer being 5 is not an option. Well. I guess let's try to count these. So, there's you, Sara, the kid, the guy claiming to be Takeshi, that's 4. Okay? There's also Tsugumi, that's 5. Sora does not count. That's what the original was saying. Then, there are 2 more, right? There is the 2 people that escape in the sub, right? That we know exist. So that makes 7. 7 is not 6 or 8. I'm definitely going to save and redo this. I'm going to guess it's the big number. We're going to guess the answer is 8. But, like, why would it, like, you're supposed to choose Coco, but originally we're not supposed to add Coco. Right? That's what made the original so tricky. It was, like, not the non-Coco response here. We'll try 8. Because if there's 7, definitely, there can't be less than 7. Right? 8. There are 8 people left behind. I assert loudly. I don't know why, but I have some sort of powerful conviction within me.
え？それってどういうこと？
Huh? What do you mean?
そら、つぐみ、男の人、少年、ナッキョ先輩、それから私でしょ？
There's Sora, Tsugumi, the man, the boy. Oh yeah, because they haven't named Takeshi yet, so we're just calling him the man. Nakyu Senpai, and me.
6人じゃん。
That is 6 people. Sorry, Sara, but that's not really correct. I mean, Sora, she's yet again that powerful conviction helps you speak. Sora, she's not really here.
ここにいない？
She's not here.
どういうことなんだ少年。
What are you talking about, boy? Sora, the Sora here is an illusion, something created by Mirage.
はい？
Huh?
ミラージュ？
Right. It's an image display system that directly sends visual information signals to the optic nerve, causing illusions and displaying images. Sara and Takeshi blink repeatedly, their mouths hanging open in surprise. You, being a Limu staff member, probably knew this from the beginning. Without showing any surprise, she gazes into the distance. And then Sora speaks.
はい。今少年さんがおっしゃった通りです。
Yes, it is as the Shonen-san says.
私は肉体を持っていません。実体のないただの幻影です。
I do not have a physical body. I am just a mere illusion without substance.
この思考や人格もすべて AI プログラムによって司られています。
This consciousness and personality are governed by AI programs.
本当に？
Is that true? Sara cautiously reaches her right hand towards Sora. Her hand slips into Sora's body without any resistance. Whoa. She reflexively pulls her hand back.
ご理解いただけましたか？
Do you understand? So, Sora shouldn't be detected by the sensor, right?
確かにそうだわ。
Yeah, you're right.
空は生体反応にカウントされないはずだから、この数字6っていうのは正しい値ではないことになる。
Since Sora shouldn't be counted as a biosign, this number 6 isn't the correct value. Which means, in other words, there's someone else besides us.
ストップ！
Hold it. Why is it translating it to hold it? She just said stop. That's an English word. You don't have to translate it. You could just make it stop.
私が今言ったことちゃんと聞いてた？
Were you listening to what I just said? Huh?
正しい値ではない。要するに誤作動を起こしただけってこと。
Not the correct value. In other words, it just malfunctioned.
だって考えてみなさいよ。
I mean, think about it.
数字は6だけを表示したわけじゃなかったでしょ？
6 wasn't the only number to appear.
最初見た時は8だったじゃない。
When we first saw it, it was 8, right?
それから7になったり6になったりまた8に戻ったりして。
Then it changed from 7, then to 6, then back to 8.
これはどうやって説明するのかな？
How do you explain that?
仮によ、少年が言ったように逃げ遅れた人が他にもいるとして。
Even if, hypothetically, as the boy said, there were others left behind,
その人は突然消滅したり出現したり分裂して2人になったりできるようなそんな得意体質の持ち主なわけ？
would these people have a unique constitution where they could suddenly disappear, appear, or split into two? I wouldn't know.
ほらね。
See? But what if there really is someone else? What do we do then? We could try searching, and if we do find anyone, then we don't find anyone, right?
だけど誤作動の可能性が高いのは事実でしょ？場所が海の中なんておかしいでしょ。
But the
そもそも君は海の中を探せるの？
But the likelihood of a malfunction is high, right? And the location being underwater is strange. Besides, if you search, can you search underwater? Underwater. For a moment, a certain image comes to mind.
その誰かは私が探すわ。
This is interesting. So it looks like I did pick the right choice for getting to Coco's route. I picked the choice that makes things different. And I tried to cheat making it, but because it didn't apply, the choice was different than the choice was in the original. The cheating didn't apply. I had to think about it anyway. Okay. I'll go searching for other survivors. The girl suddenly speaks. All eyes stare into her, waiting for her to continue. But the girl quietly closes her eyes, says nothing. And maybe she does do this off screen. She's always have been doing this off screen throughout this entire thing, and we just don't have it documented in the text given to the player. Interesting. Silence fills the air. Only a faint sound of terminal's cooling fan can be heard.
さて、みんな疲れたでしょ？脱出のめども立ったし、一旦休息にしましょうか。
Right, everyone must be tired. We've made progress on our escape, so let's take a break for now. You speak sprightly as if trying to change the mood.
はーい。
Okay. Sara, who shows no sign of exhaustion, responds. Okay, back to normal. Okay, so I probably did that right, but do have a save there just in case. Just in case I get funneled into the U route. Usually what happens when you don't make the Coco route. No, we'll pro Sara there. We could do an odd choice one later where we get like you bad ending or something. Oh, I have a new choice here. I don't know how to do this one. I know it's a new choice because none of these are grayed out. So I'll save scum it. I would have a conversation with her instead of trying to lead her out of the room. If we lead her out of the room, we're going to lose her. Why do you say that? Everything will be fine. I'm sure a rescue team will come soon. And there's also the Kazumashir Val. We can definitely use it to escape.
嘘。
You're lying. I'm not lying. People who escaped from here must know that there are still people trapped here. Somebody will surely come to pick us up.
来ないよ。
No, they won't. And we can escape by riding the Kazumashir Val.
できない。
No, we can't. The girl utters an ominous prediction. Hey, come on, why are you being so negative?
だって、
Because.
だって、
Because.
それは、
It's just. Her words stop halfway. A look of surprise appears on her face. Turn around to see what she's looking at. Okay, that may or may not have been correct. We'll see. You have to get like. Original game, everything had to be perfect. For Coco, you had to get all the Coco ones correct, right? And then no one more would appear if you didn't get the previous one correct. So that one might be wrong. Wait, this is just RNG, right? Wait, just wait, I'll
必ず助ける。
I'll save you, I promise. Okay. That's not new, that's just RNG. Okay, we're going into day 2. She doesn't appear. Sora? Okay, Sora does not appear when you calls for her. Right, Sora's brain is AI and her form is created by Mirage. So if there's no electricity, Sora can't appear. Right. But Sora's... Okay. It just, you know that now, so that makes that different. I'll go with you this time. Doesn't really matter. Since Sora doesn't have a physical form, it might be impossible for her. In that case, it narrows down to Sara or you. Let's switch it up. Let's make Sara to cook. Why not? Let's just, like, distribute the love around here. Okay, we're kicking the can. I'll do follow you. Just keep switching them or something. Okay, day 3. Let's see if this Coco routes me. Because Coco route makes it so that you end up, like, somehow sitting out. Like, you look at the mirror at the beginning of day 3, and you end up, like, sitting out the whole repair process, the pipe repair, and then you're unconscious the whole time. And then you see Takeshi's version of it. In the original game, at least. Unless they changed it here. Looks like they didn't. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop skipping.
まずそこの青いバルブを
And I'm going to see if trying to lead Coco out of the room gives me a better shot. It makes things change there. They might have changed how the Coco route initiates, so that it doesn't do that. But, you know, low probability, right? That suggests to me that I missed something. Lead her out of the room. Let's go, I exclaim. Huh?
どこに
Where? Doesn't matter, let's get out of here.
どうして
Why? Because if we stay here, Coco, you're going to... I suddenly gasp. I know this girl's name. Okay, so yeah, I made the wrong choice. Right, it was supposed to be like, I realized I know her name. Okay. Nothing to do with actually leading... It's tricky, though, because it's not nothing to do with actually leading her out of the room. It's that in trying to tell her, please come out of the room, you say her name. It's kind of twisted. I know this girl's name. Coco Yagami. And in this moment only, I know what's about to
お
happen.
願い行かないで
Please don't go.
どこにも行かないで
Don't go anywhere.
一人ぼっちにしないで
Don't leave me all alone. I don't fully understand the meaning of those words yet. I don't understand them, but I speak nonetheless. I'm not going anywhere. I'll always be by your side. So, don't go anywhere. Coco's feelings and my feelings intertwine. In that instant, we became one. Grief, sadness, loneliness, our emotions are overflowing. Our mingled feelings surge and our hearts pound violently. It feels as if we're intensely yearning for something. This must be because of Coco. I don't want to leave Coco alone. From the bottom of my heart, I want to stay by her side. If I wish strongly enough, maybe it'll come true. I believe it will. I won't leave you alone, Coco.
本当じゃあ待ってる
Really, then, I'll be waiting. Her promise is a ray of light, a hope. When I come to my senses, Coco is gone. In an instant, the eternity within that moment disappears. Turning around, I see Takeshi peeking in from the other side of the door.
誰と話してるんだ
Who are you talking to? Coco?
ココ
Wow, that changes things. Coco?
お前今ココってそう言ったのか
Did you just say Coco? Takeshi suddenly changes. It's not the Takeshi I know. His lips quiver. Takeshi, do you know Coco? You do, don't
い
you?
や、知らない。
No, I don't. You're lying. The way you said her name just now, I know you know who she is.
本当に知らないんだ。
No, really, I don't. Why are you lying to me? Coco was just here. But when you popped your head in just now, she disappeared.
嘘をついてるのはお前の方だろ。
I mean, you're the one lying, aren't you?
そんな女の子、どこにもいないじゃないか。
There is no girl here, is there? How did you know Coco was a girl? She was here. Coco was definitely sitting on that bed. Come on, tell me, who is she?
だから知らないって言ってるだろうが。
I told you, I don't know.
それにお前は質問する相手を間違えてる。
And besides, you're asking the wrong person.
その女の子を見たのは俺じゃない。
I didn't see her.
少年だろ。少年が見たんだろ。
You saw her, did you? Shonin saw her,
聞きたいの
didn't
は
he?
こっちの方だ。
I'm the one who wants answers.
ココって誰なんだよ。お前の知り合いか。
Who's Coco, a friend of yours? Well, no.
じゃあどうして名前を知ってるんだ。
Then why do you know her name? I don't know. Her name just came to me suddenly.
やれやれ、またそれか。
Here we go again.
オッケーオッケー。
Okay, okay.
少年はこの加減圧室で一人の少女に出会った。
You converse with the girl here in this room.
理由はわからないけど、彼女の名前だけは知っている。
You don't know why, but you only know her name.
で、その女の子はカゲロウのように跡形もなく消えてしまった。
Then, like a shadow, the girl disappears without a trace.
こんなバカバカしい話を俺に信じろと？
You want me to believe such a ridiculous story? Well, you do believe it because the name's correct. I swear I am not lying.
はいはい。
Whatever, man. I'm
わ
serious.
かったわかった。
I get it, I get it. You don't get it at all.
とにかくさっさと寝ろよ。まだまだ先は長いんだから。
Just go to bed. We have a long day ahead of us tomorrow. Like, you won't, like, wake me up in the middle of the night, but whatever. With that, Takeshi leaves the room. I sit on the bed looking at the one where Coco had been sitting. A sound like a scream startles me. When did I fall asleep? I'm lying down on the bed. I sit up. Quiet snores fill the surroundings. I casually look around the room. I see the sleeping faces of Sara, Yu, and Takeshi. Maybe Takeshi doesn't have to wake me up this time because we already used that CG of you getting all mad at him. So we don't have anything for you to get mad at him anymore. I don't know. You doesn't have to get mad at him for waking me up and being loud this time. I don't see Tsugumi or Sora. There are no signs of anyone having used the empty beds. Even the bed where that girl was sitting. Once again, the sound of the scream echoes in my ears. The sound that signals the end. In the dim light, the LED clock near the entrance glows unnaturally bright. 23:59. Tomorrow is coming soon. A tomorrow yet unseen. Okay, we should be in. There's a darkness next to me. Oh, this is skippable. Okay. Oh yeah, because it's just the beginning of day 2, isn't it? We have to go through day... You have to go all the way through the day 2. Get into day 3 before we see differences. Now we have this choice. Okay, it's like the original, the original game where you suddenly get this choice now. Okay, shouldn't we all go together? Actually, shouldn't we all go together?
おう確かに二手に分かれる効率よりも何か起きた場合に備えてって意味じゃ頭数が多い方がいいわよね。
True, sticking together is probably safer in case something happens, rather than splitting into two groups for efficiency's sake.
じゃあこっちの通路の先を調べてみましょうか。
Then let's check the corridor ahead. And so we walk side by side.
ねえ先輩覚えてます？うちの学校に小西って先生いるじゃないですか。
Hey, Senpai, do you remember a teacher at our school named Mr. Konishi? Or Konishi
小
Sensei?
西？ああコニーのことね。無類の動物好きの音楽教師。
Konishi? Oh, you mean Koni, the music teacher who loves animals.
そうそうそのコニー。
Yeah, that's right. Koni.
まだいるんだ。あの先生も長いね。
He's still there. Koni's been around for a long time.
そのコニーがねついにこの間電子犬を買ったんですよ。
He got an electronic dog the other day.
へえそうなの？あの大のメカ嫌いが？
Huh, really? Even though he hates machines?
ええ何度も可愛がってたペットに死なれちゃってその度に学校休んでもう疲れちゃったんだと思いますよ。
Huh, this is interesting. I think this is, like, retracted. I think. It's like, was this actually something that would show up earlier in the original game? Kind of against the flow here. Yeah, his beloved pets kept dying, and he had to keep taking days off from school. I guess he got tired of it.
私が学校にいた時はクローンで蘇らせたりとかしてたんだけどね。
When I was at school, he tried to clone his animals to bring them back.
結局そのクローンも病気にかかって死んじゃうんですよね。
But
あ
the
の
clones
先生
got
きっと呪われてるんですよ。
but the clones got sick and died too. He must be cursed.
そっかあのコニーがね。今の電子犬って本物そっくりだから機械ってことを意識しないで飼えるのかな。
Yeah, I see. That's Coney for you. Nowadays, electronic dogs look so real that you wouldn't realize they're machines.
そういえば先輩の家にもいましたよね電子犬。
Didn't you have one of those electronic dogs at your house, Senpai?
いるよ。お母さんが飼ってるんだけどね。
Yeah, we do. It's my mom's.
ずいぶん古いタイプらしいんだけど壊れることもなく元気にしてるよ。
It's quite an old model, but it's still alive and well. It's never broken down.
考えてみればマヨはうちに遊びに来たことってなかったよね。今度おいでよ見せてあげるから。
Come to think of it, Mayo, you've never visited my house, have you? You should come over sometime. I'll show it to you.
はいそうですね機会があれば。
Okay, yeah, I will if I get the chance.
こらこら遠慮なんてしなくていいんだってば。私とマヨの仲じゃないの。
Hey, now, there's no need to be shy. Aren't we close, Mayo?
ええもちろんですよ。
Yes, of course we are. Sara and you continue their friendly conversation. Two people with different hobbies and personalities. How did they become friends? What kind of relationship do they have? Hey, can I ask you something?
何？
What is it? You two seem really close. How'd you meet? What's your relationship like?
二人の関係？
Okay, so you have to hear it like a third time.
それは私がお姉様でサラが妹。
Relationship,
二人
well?
は禁断の姉妹のちぎりを。
What's her relationship like? Well, I am the big sister, and Sara is the little sister. And the two of us share a forbidden sisterly bond. You places her right hand on Sara's cheek and puts her left arm around her waist, drawing her closer.
サラリボンが外れていてよ。
Sara, your ribbon is loose.
お姉様
One-sama. The two of them gazing at each other as if in a trance. As I witness this sudden, mysterious scene before me, I can't help but gulp.
いけませんわお姉様こんなところで。
Big sister, don't be so inappropriate. Don't do that here.
私を見て。私だけを見るの。
Look only at me. Just me. You gently caresses Sara's cheek.
はい。お姉様だけを見ます。
Yes, One-sama. I only have eyes for
あ
you.
なたがいて私がいる。それだけでそこは二人だけの場所なんだから。
As long as you and I are together, it is a place for just the two of us.
さあ踊りましょう。二人で奏でるワルツを。
Now, let us dance. A waltz, just the
は
two
い、
of us?
お姉様。
Yes, One-sama. Weird honorifics. Eventually, they get so close their mouths are almost touching. My heart is just pounding. They burst into laughter.
少年、冗談よ、冗談。
Just kidding, boy. Just kidding around.
何赤面してるの、少年くん。
Why are you blushing so hard, Shonin-kun? Sara shoots me a mischievous glance. After a while, discover... There's no subject there, just discover a closed hatch in front of us.
この先がコスミッシャーバルへの道なんだけど。
This leads to the Kazumishir Vault. Sara stands in front of the hatch, presses her ear against it, and knocks. There's a heavy, dull sound.
ニンともカンとも。ニンニン。
No good, eh? Nin nin. Sara spreads her hands wide, looking disappointed. The path to the Kazumishir Vault has indeed been closed off. We decided to turn back.
で、あの時迷ったら、混浴の露天風呂でのぼせちゃって。
I remember when you got heat stroke in the gender-mixed hot spring that one time.
それはもう言わないでくださいよ。
Come on, don't bring that up anymore, would you? What's he like getting at? Like when you puke? I've done that. Not Japanese onsen. It was like an American thing. I got out of a hot spring and then puked. And yeah, I was trying to change when I did that, so I was naked and I puked. Just kind of came up. Anyway, if that's kind of the kind of thing they're getting at here. Sara and you reminisces about past experiences on the way back. Feeling it somewhat difficult to join the conversation, I fall back and walk behind them. That's when... So that's Coco's voice, I know, because Sara is not there. Spirit of the Crescent Moon with her longbow on her back. I can hear the sound of someone singing faintly. I stop and listen intently. Waits for the sleeping child from within a dream. Who is that? And it does get louder there. That wasn't an editing thing. It just gets louder there. There is no fastening of her quiver with arrows, only the rhythm of dance under the moonlit sky. The spirit of the crescent moon is awaiting the child's arrival. The song draws nearer. Hey, who's there? This child sleeps soundly. Curled up. Okay, it's sleep soundly, embraced by mother. Haha. Right. The song sounds like it's coming from very close by. I turn around. There, floating gently in the darkness, is Coco. I can't stop myself from muttering her name. There's no doubt it's the same girl I'd seen in the decompression chamber yesterday. I tried to ask about the song she
ココ
sang.
ね、待ってたんだよ。
I was waiting for you. But she speaks before I can.
君が来るの、ずっと待ってたの。
I have been waiting for you to come.
月のせいみたいに。一人ぼっちで。
I have been all alone, like the spirit of the moon. Then why didn't you come to us?
ダメなんだよ。
I can't.
それは無理なんだ。
That's impossible. There's like a time gap where my body can't go through time. Why?
君が連れて行ってくれないからだよ。
Because you won't take me with you. What?
みんなのとこに連れて行ってくれる？
Will you take me to see everyone? Of course, come on, let's go together. And just as I say that, she starts to dissolve into a mist.
さようなら。
Goodbye. Coco's form melts away into illusion. And she's gone. Standing frozen in the middle of the narrow corridor, I lose my cool. I should pause encoding while doing this kind of things. Okay. Then, Coco! I scream her name. Okay, I see what's going on here. I gotta pause encoding. Okay, I'm back. Okay, I have read a bunch of stuff with the encoding pause and forgot to unpause it. I don't know which pause it was, and so just to be safe, I'm going to reread a whole bunch of this, okay? Because I can't, while encoding was paused and repaused, I can't look at the file, right, to figure out how far I went. So, yearn for her, right? Keep running through the deep darkness. Takeshi says, "Hey, what's wrong, boy?" Yu says, "What's the matter, boy?" Sara says, "Are you okay?" I see the others ahead of me. They're rushing towards me. Yu says, "Where were you? We noticed you were gone, so we all went looking for you." The boy says, "Hey, did anyone see that girl?" Sara says, "That girl? Boy, it's Coco. She appeared again." The boy says, "I told you about her. Remember, Takeshi, the one who disappeared in the decompression chamber?" "Coco." Takeshi says, "Coco. Oh, the hallucination." The boy says, "She's not a hallucination!" I shout in anger. Sara says, "Calm down, boy-do." Again, like, translate that buddy or something. Who says boy-do? It just says shonen. It just sounds like she just says shonen in Japanese. It doesn't sound like there's anything special to make it diminutive. Don't get mad. Maybe it's a typo. Maybe it's supposed to be, it's calm down, boy. Don't get mad. Something like that. Sara says, "Just take it easy." Boy, pause. Sara says, "Where did you see her?" Boy, in the middle of the corridor. "You, did you walk with her? Talk with her?" Boy, yeah. Boy, she said something like, I've been all alone, like the spirit of the moon." Boy, "Oh, that's it. I think she was singing a lullaby." Takeshi, "A lullaby?" The boy says, "It was the same lullaby that Sara sang before." Takeshi and Yu glanced at Sara. I stare at her too. "Sara, I've never sung a lullaby before." Boy says, "That's a lie." Again, we haven't got to the part of the route where Sara sings a lullaby yet. So, yeah, she hasn't sang a lullaby yet. So when you read this, it's kind of weird. Boy, that's a lie. "Sara, you sung a lullaby before, haven't you?" "I remember it clearly." Sara looks at me with eyes full of pity. Yu also wears a painful expression. Takeshi looks away and whispers to the two of them. You and Sara nod in response to whatever Takeshi said. Boy, what are you whispering about? Boy says, I'm sane. I'm normal. Don't look at me like that. Takeshi says, okay. Then why don't we all go to the place where you saw the girl? The boy says, but she's not there anymore. She disappeared. Takeshi says, I see, but maybe she'll appear again. The boy says, you don't really think that. I mean, Takeshi says, we believe what you're saying.
いや、信じることにしたんだ。
We decided to believe you. Okay, hopefully that was back far enough.
な？だからそう、自暴自棄になるなよ、少年。
Okay, so don't give up on yourself, boy. I don't feel like saying anything. Being affirmed strangely makes me sad. What Takeshi just whispered was probably something like, let's not outright deny what he's saying. Let's just brush it off. The sadness drains my energy. I don't even feel like resisting the three of them, nor do I feel like trying to convince myself of anything. I'm tired. They can believe whatever they want. I'm sure hoping I didn't miss several hours worth of stuff to record there. Ugh, that would have been nasty. Hopefully I didn't. Don't give up on yourself, boy. Takeshi's words aren't persuasive in the least. And so we head back to the generator room in silence. A silence in which I can't hear that song. But Coco's last words, they cling to my ears and won't let go. Goodbye. Or sayonara.
それだと重いパイプを抱えたり力仕事が必要になるな。
Okay,
それは俺がやろ
う。I'll carry the heavy stuff.
じゃあ私と少年でパネルのパーツを交換するわ。
The boy and I will replace the parts on the panel. And so we start repairing the generator. You, relying on the light from my flashlight, starts removing parts. Idle, I find myself thinking about the girl who just disappeared, like some phantom. I just can't convince myself that she was some optical illusion. She was definitely there. The conviction echoes deep inside me, endlessly resonating. Hey, you, what if, and just what if, it wasn't a ghost, a dream, or some delusion? And there's no trick to it, but there's a girl who can disappear. What do you think?
そうきたか少年。頭から全否定しないで安易に肯定もしない。それで可能性を考えるってことね。
Alright, boy, I wouldn't deny it outright, but I wouldn't just accept it easily either. I'd think about the possibilities.
そうね。例えば空のようにミラージュだとかってこともありえるわね。これだと声も聞こえるしね。
For example, it could be something like mirage, like how Sora is displayed. That way, the voices also make sense. Mirage, oh sure, I see how that could be possible, but a voice of denial echoes deep within me.
まあ、これは確かめるのは簡単ね。また少女が出てきた時、イヤホンを外せばいいんだから。
Well, that's pretty easy to check, though. When the girl appears again, just take off your earpiece. So, is there anything else we could consider?
そうね。
Let's see.
メタマテリアルを使って透明化したとか。
What if she's using metamaterials to make herself transparent? That is kind of a legit thing, but it's hard to make it so it, can, conform to your body well. Metamaterial.
光の屈折を自在にコントロールできる物質よ。人間の目って物体に反射した光を見ているわけでしょ？
It's a substance that can control the refraction of light at will. You know how human eyes see light that's reflected off objects, right?
だから光が屈折すると屈折した先にあるものは見えなくなるのよ。
So when light refracts, the object at the point of refraction becomes invisible. Humans can only see light reflected off objects. I guess humans can only see light, huh?
二つの目で見えるって意味じゃ光だけね。
This is interesting because the kid can see wavelengths normal humans can't, so your metamaterial has to be more sophisticated. In terms of what's visible to both eyes, yes, only light.
だけど第三の目なら、第三視点なら他のものが見えるのかもしれないかな。
But with the third eye, or the third perspective, maybe other things could be seen. The third eye, the third perspective.
第三視点、それはね、
The third perspective is just then Sara and Takeshi approach.
こっちは終わったぞ。
We are done here.
そっちはどう？
That doesn't make any sense. Like, that conversation was way shorter than it was in the other routes. How these guys finish faster in this Coco route? How are you and the boy doing, senpai?
おっと少年、のんびり話してる場合じゃなかったわね。急ぐわよ。
Oop, this isn't the time for chit-chat. Let's hurry. Okay. While I shine my flashlight on Yu's work, the words third eye and third perspective won't leave my mind. Finally, despite the complications, we successfully complete the repairs. Okay. Yeah, hopefully this video isn't too scuffed. We'll have to see when we're done recording, like, what exactly... Like, I could have gotten, like, frame shit to where, like, thought I was, like, paused, actually unpaused, and unpaused when paused, and make a complete mess. Okay, I did follow you. Sara says, oh, the boy says, I don't really understand.
そうですね。少年さん、今耳につけているイヤホンを一度外して、そしてまたつけ直してもらえませんか？
Then, boy, Sonic, could you take off your earpiece, wait for a bit, and then put it back on? Try it. Alright, so I just take them off now, right? For now, right? Following Sora's instructions, I remove my earpiece. And then Sora disappears. There's now a small white puppy standing where she had been. This puppy. Crouched down, I bring myself closer to eye level with the puppy. Calling it over, the puppy rushes towards me. It licks my hand. I remember this sensation. Something stirs within me. The puppy whimpers sadly, pressing its nose against the earpiece in my hand. Where is Sora? She's still gone? I look around, but she's not here. Even the fish that had been swimming are gone. Now the puppy and I are the only ones in this space. Putting the earpiece back on, Sora's standing in front of me.
これで理解していただけたと思いますが、誰も見ていなければ、私はそこに存在していないんです。
I think you understand now. If no one sees me, I don't exist. I feel something like the uncertainty or transience of her existence. As I look at Sora, she asks me a question.
少年さんは月を見たことがありますか？
Have you ever seen the moon, Shonen-san? I don't have any personal memories, but my mind seems filled with other knowledge. The drawers in my mind filled with personal information seem to be locked for some reason. But other drawers containing what seems like common knowledge, can be opened. So, you mean what's floating in the night sky?
では満月の晩、少年さんが月を見上げていたとします。
Let's say on a full moon night, you're looking up at the moon. I instinctively look up. A faintly blue-white moon floats above the sea.
その時、少年さんが目を閉じてしまっても、月はそこにあると思いますか？
At that time, if you were to close your eyes, would you still think the moon is there? It feels like we're having some kind of philosophical dialogue. Like when it's hidden by clouds or during the daytime, even if I can't see it, I would still think the moon is there.
それでは、世界中の人間が一斉に目を閉じたとしたらどうでしょう？
Then what if everyone in the world closes their eyes at the same time? Even if someone in the world closes their eyes, I think it still would be the same. Even if everyone closed their eyes, it would be the same. Is that so?
どうやって確かめます？
Because the moon interacts with you in more ways than just light. One would be gravity. How would you confirm it? Through information from satellites, the gravitational influence of the moon and other sensory information besides vision. When I answer, I can't see Sora anymore. Huh? Where'd you go, Sora? I look
それで
around.
は観測せずに月があるかどうかを確かめる方法は存在するのでしょうか？
In that case, is there a way to confirm the existence of the moon without observing it? Okay, we're getting into like philosophy of physics here. I can only hear Sora's voice, like the completely isolated moon.
少年さんが目を閉じた時にも世界は本当にあるのでしょうか？
Does the world really exist when you close your eyes, boy-san?
もしも私の視覚情報だけではなく目で見えるものすべてのものが未来樹による幻影だとしたらどうしますか？
What if everything you see, not just my visual information, but everything visible, is an illusion created by mirage? What would you do?
少年さんが今ご覧になっている壁や天井やその他の景色のすべてを実在と証明することができますか？
Can you prove that everything you're currently seeing, the walls, the ceiling, and all the other scenery actually exists? Prompted by Sora, I look up at the sky. There is no sign of the drifting moon that I had seen earlier. If vision isn't reliable, then I'd have to rely on other senses, probably.
そうです。人間が世界を認識するためには五感のうちのいずれかを使う以外に方法はありません。
Yes, to perceive the world, humans have no choice but to use one of the five senses.
ですからすべての感覚を失ってしまったら世界があるのかどうかさえわからなくなってしまうのです。
So, if you lose all your senses, you wouldn't even know if the world exists. Okay.
逆に言えば視点こそが世界を作っていると言えるかもしれませんね。
On the other hand, wouldn't it be said that perspective is what creates the world?
この場合の視点とは視覚のことだけを指しているのではなく聴覚、嗅覚、味覚、触覚のすべての感覚を指しています。
In that case, perspective refers not only to vision, but to all senses, hearing, smell, taste, and touch.
物事を知覚するポイント、それが視点なのです。
One's points of perception. That's what perspective is.
そして私は
And I?
月と同じなのです。
I am the same as the moon.
お分かりになりましたか？
Do you understand? I am the same as the moon, the true meaning of those words. The true meaning is hard to grasp due to the ambiguity. I vaguely imagine the pale moon floating in the pitch-black night sky. I can't reach it even if I stretch out my hand. The moonlight reflects in on the water's surface, an untouchable illusion. It morphs into the figure of that girl, light faintly shining through the unending darkness. Before I know it, Sora is gone. I guess I should get back to everyone else. I head towards the entrance of the facility. Suddenly I glance back, but I can't see that white puppy. When I return to the break room, no one is there. They're probably already asleep in their beds. I take a shower and have some fruit-flavored milk, and then head to the bed for the night. I open the double doors of the infirmary. It looks the same as yesterday, but I use a different bed today. Even though the lights are off, it feels bright. I look at the bed the girl was sitting on. Will I ever see her again? An uncertain hope wavers. And then I see that girl. And I am really, really intrigued. Can I remember just a little bit? I see Sara and another girl overlap. What is this memory?
人間は今この瞬間にしか生きることはできないのだから。
Humans can only live in this present moment.
過去や未来は幻想と同じようなものだから。
The past and the future are like illusions.
ただ今をありのままに受け止めればいいだけ。
Just accept the present as it is.
見えるもの、見えないもの、広がりを持つ世界、神羅万象。
In this vast
あらゆる
world,
すべては見えない紐でつながっている。
in this vast world, all things visible and invisible are connected by unseen strings.
それは幾重にも分かれ、途切れてもすべては見えない紐で紡がれていく。
They branch out endlessly, breaking and coming together again, and everything is woven together by these strings. I see someone smile. That smile seems so distant, in a place I can't reach. Darkness. I find myself in cold darkness. I hear only a rhythmic sound echoing in this pitch-black world where not even a single ray of light penetrates. This is the gray text box, by the way. This is the intro text box color. The faint sound seems distorted like murmurs from within a dream. It sounds as if it's resonating from somewhere. The sound shows no signs of quieting down. On the contrary, it seems to grow more intense with each passing moment. I feel dizzy, and my sense of balance is disrupted. Where am I? I struggle to open my heavy eyelids. In the darkness, particles of light begin to converge as if drawn together by some force. The light forms vague shapes. The shadowy light that enters my field of vision. It's just a fragment of a familiar scene. Okay, so we're going to get a summary of what you'd see on the Takeshi side if you went into the Coco route from the Takeshi side, which would be an alternate way to do it. However, I think how the original game did this is when it you first saw a vision from Takeshi's perspective, it would start out by Takeshi summarizing what he's been seeing and then it would go on. It wouldn't do it in gray. But okay. While searching for my friends I've been separated from, I'm involved in the accident and meet Tsugumi. I've been trembling ever since it happened. Tsugumi was the one who cheered me up. Trapped in Lemu with Tsugumi, we reunite with Sora and wandering through the facility seeking out the escape pods. Right, and in this part. Yay, you opened it. Pee-pee barking. Yo. Inside the elevator is a girl and a puppy. I thought I heard two voices just now. But it couldn't be. That the puppy talked, right? Huh? This girl, I feel like I've met her somewhere before. Ah. I've met you before. I've met you before. Well, they have met before, literally. The girl and I point at each other. You're Coco, right? I am. And this is Popo?
ポポじゃないよ。ピピだよ。
It's not Popo, it's PP. My bad, PP. Anyway, you two, I'm going to get you out of that elevator now.
よかったね、ピピ。やっと出られるよ。
How nice, PP. We can finally get out. I lay flat on my stomach on the elevator roof. I stretch my arm out towards Coco through the small hole. Alright, come on.
先にピピをお願い。
Take PP first, would you? Coco lifts PP high, stretching as far as she can. All right. I grabbed Pee-Pee's front paws with both hands. And here we go. I pulled the pup up onto the roof of the elevator. Pee-Pee's tail wags happily. Now it's your turn, Coco. I reach my hand out again. Coco jumps repeatedly, trying to grab my hand. But due to her short height, or perhaps her weak leg strength, she barely grazes my fingertips. It's just a little more. It's alright, Coco, relax. Gather your strength and jump up, stretching both your arms out. Watching Coco's jumps, I realized she hasn't been putting her arms into it, so I gave her some advice. Then I lean out as far as I can. I search for footholds. Alright, come on, Coco. Pee-Pee's cheering her on, too. Got it. Here I go. Yoink. I firmly grasp onto Coco's hand. Ugh. And then I pull her up in one swift motion. Phew. We made it. Thank you so much, Takepyon. Nah, don't mention it. And what? She called me Takepyon? Huh? Had I told her my name?
ココちゃん、頑張りましたね。
Coco, you really tried your best. Oh, you're the Onesan, like meaning big sister from before.
一人で心細くありませんでしたか？
Weren't you so scared being in there alone? I was with Pee-Pee, so I was totally okay, right, Pee-Pee?
ピピも頑張ったのね。
You tried hard too, Pee-Pee. Okay.
そう、偉い偉い。
That's right, you're a good dog. Do you know what Pee-Pee is saying? Oh, listen.
内緒です。
It's a secret. Hint, it's a robot dog. After that, we meet you and the boy. After the accident in Lamu, we learn the eventual collapse and find hope in the cosmic whale. We also detect abnormal readings in Lamu's biometric sensor. We spend the night in Ersteboden. The next day, we're hit by a sudden power outage, and Tsugumi and I go to repair the generator. Then, to my genuine surprise, I happen to learn about Sora's true identity.
私は茜ヶ崎空 LM9S16 と呼ばれている並列指向型コンピューターの人工知能 AI プログラムです。
Okay, so I am Akane whatever, however you pronounce it. Akane Gasaki Sora. I am an artificial intelligence program of a parallel thinking type computer known as LMQS16, and that she was an illusion.
では、倉成さん、つけているイヤホンを一度外して、少し経ってからつけ直していただけますか？
Then we have a Takeshi-specific scene that you get in the Coco route. Then Takeshi-san, could you take off your earphones, wait for a bit, and then put them back on? Alright, so I just have to take them off for now. Following Sora's instructions, I remove my earphones. And then Sora disappears. There was nothing where she had been. Looking around, even the fish that had been swimming were gone. Now I'm the only one in this space. Putting the earphones back on, Sora's standing in front of
わか
me.
りましたか？誰も見ていなければ、私はそこに存在していないんです。
Do you understand? If no one sees me, I don't exist. I feel something like the uncertainty or transience of her existence.
ところで倉成さん、
By the way,
倉成
Takeshi-san,
さんは月を見たことがありますか？
have you ever seen the moon? A sudden question. It's so sudden I can't help but wonder what she means. The moon? You mean the moon in the night sky, right?
では満月の晩、倉成さんが月を見上げていたとします。
Yes, for example, on a full moon's night, if you were looking up at the moon, Takeshi-san.
その時、倉成さんが目を閉じてしまっても、月はそこにあると思いますか？
At that time, if you were to close your eyes, would you still think the moon is there? Feels like we're having some kind of philosophical dialogue. This is very similar to one we had before on the other side. Like when it's hidden by clouds or during the daytime, even if I can't see it, I would still think the moon is there.
それでは、世界中の人間が一斉に目を閉じたとしたらどうでしょう？
Then what if everyone in the world closed their eyes at the same time? Well, even if everyone in the world closed their eyes, I think it would still be the
本
same.
当ですか？
Is that so?
どうやって確かめます？
How would you confirm it? Through information from satellites, the gravitational influence of the moon, and other sensory information besides vision.
それでは、観測せずに月があるかどうかを確かめる方法は存在するのでしょうか？
In that case, is there a way to confirm the existence of the moon without observing it?
倉成さんが目を閉じた時にも、世界は本当にあるのでしょうか？
Does the world really exist when you close your eyes, Takeshi-san?
もしも、私の視覚情報だけではなく、目で見えるもの、すべてのものがミラージュによる幻影だとしたら、どうしますか？
What if everything you see, not just my visual information, but everything visible is an illusion created by mirage? What would you do?
倉成さんが今ご覧になっている壁や天井やその他の景色のすべてを実在と証明することができますか？
Can you prove that everything you're currently seeing, the walls, the ceiling, and all the other scenery actually exists? If vision isn't reliable, then I'd have to rely on other senses, probably.
そうです。人間が世界を認識するためには、五感のうちのいずれかを使う以外に方法はありません。
Yes, to perceive the world, humans have no choice but to use one of the five senses.
ですから、すべての感覚を失ってしまったら、世界があるのかどうかさえわからなくなってしまうのです。逆に言えば、視点こそが世界を作っていると言えるのかもしれませんね。
Yeah, okay. You have no choice but to use one of the five. So if you lose all your senses, you wouldn't even know if the world exists. And on the other hand, it could be said that perspective is what creates the world.
この場合の視点とは、視覚のことだけを指しているのではなく、聴覚、嗅覚、味覚、触覚のすべての感覚を指しています。
In this case, perspective refers not only to vision, but to all the senses, hearing, smell, taste, and touch.
物事を知覚するポイント、それが視点なのです。
One's points of perception, that's what perception is. That's what
そして
perspective
私
is.
は、
And I?
私は、月と同じなのです。
I am the same as the moon.
お分かりになりましたか？
Do you understand? I am the same as the moon, the true meaning of those words. The true meaning is hard to grasp due to the ambiguity. I vaguely imagine the pale moon, blue moon floating in the pitch black night sky. I can't reach it, even if I stretch out my hand. The moonlight reflected on the water's surface, an untouchable illusion. It's an existence that would vanish if I closed my eyes. But I feel like Sora possesses human-like warmth and compassion like we do, even more than we do. It's a sharp contrast to Tsugumi's coldness.
運命共同体？そんなの関係ないでしょ。
Segue to Tsugumi. A fated community? That's just silly.
たまたま偶然ここに一緒にいるだけなんだから。
We're just here by chance. Coincidence.
そうよ。みんな関係ない。
That's right. There's no meaning behind it. Well, at least the first time you'd expect that.
仲良しごっこは終わったみたいね。
It seems like your little playtime is
ね
over.
え、もういい加減そういうのやめてほしいんだけど。
Hey, could you stop that
バ
already?
カバカしい。
You're ridiculous.
もう二度と
私に声をかけないで。
Never talk to me again, got it? Okay, we guess we get a Tsugumi montage. I can't forget that icy, somewhat sad smile. Could the sadness hidden deep in those eyes come from her past? For some reason, Yu's face overlaps with Tsugumi's. Perhaps it was because I've heard Yu's story, her sad past. Her father disappeared 17 years ago, she says. Maybe the reason she carries around a digital photo frame is because she needs something to replace the bond with her father. Okay, and then her carrying this around is something you learn on the Takeshi side going into Coco's route.
それじゃあ見せてあげよう。
Oh, this happens in this room, okay. Instead of the dolphin carousel. Then I'll show you. What Yu hands me is a digital photo frame, not a phone. There's an adorable baby picture displayed. Oh, it's this in there. Is this your kid, Yu?
チェスト。
Hey! Well, that's not how the original had like multiple pictures, but okay. Ow.
私まだ18よ。独身なのよ、独身。
I'm still 18, you know. I'm single. Single. Makes sense. Then who's this baby?
ナッキュだよ。
This is Nakyu.
ナッキュがちっちゃかった頃のお写真なんだって。
A picture of Nakyu when she was little. This is what you two were laughing at?
いけない
We can't laugh.
だって可愛いでしょ、子供の頃の私も。
I was cute when I was a baby too, huh?
それからちょっと貸して。
Okay, anyway, let me see it. Saying that, Yu snatches the digital photo frame away from me. Pressing the buttons, she changes the image display.
これが七五三の時の私で、
Here's a traditional picture of me when I was
こ
young.
れが運動会の応援団長をやった時のやつで、
Okay, so you are going to get several pictures. It's just they decided to insert like a formal picture. This is when I was the captain of the cheerleading squad at the sports festival. It changes the meaning of them finding that picture framed in the in IBF. You wouldn't know it then, but that's like the exact same. It's not like a hint to you that that man was her father. It's like proof definitively. Because she has the exact same photo. This is when I was the captain of the cheerleading squad at the sports festival.
それからこれは中学校の入学式の時の写真でしょ。
This is one from the entrance ceremony in middle school, I think. Going through the images one after another, Yu continues.
これは高校の文化祭の時に撮ったやつ。
This is the one from my high school culture festival.
花火大会でしょ、温泉旅行でしょ、アミちゃん家に泊まった時の写真でしょ。
At a fireworks festival, at a hot spring trip, and this one is when we stayed at Ami-chan's house. I don't know if we're gonna actually meet this person. Probably not.
それからなんだっけこれ。
And then, wow, what's this one?
卒業式のはね、確か最後の方に、
Graduation, right? Somewhere toward the end. Different picture of baby Yu appears. Oh, they're gonna give you like this another hint. Oh, okay.
おっと行き過ぎた。
Oops, went too far. Again, remake way more obvious. This is really a Memories of You album, isn't it? I guess you could say she went back around to the start, but I don't know. Memories of You album, isn't it?
そんなところかな。
Well, something like that, I guess.
みんな今頃何してるのかな。
I wonder what everyone is doing right now. You mutters quietly while looking at the graduation photo.
私のこともしかして心配してくれてたりするのかな。
I wonder if they're worried about
この子
me.
も
Especially that girl. Which you would take to be Ami, but we know it's not Ami she's talking about. You might think to be Sara if you really haven't figured anything out by now. But it's not Sara. You have to be way off, though, if you were thinking that. I also take a moment to think about my friends and family. I wonder how everyone's doing. Did Sato and Suzuki manage to escape safely? Oh, those guys. Forgot about those guys. And are they worried about me? My heart sinks for some reason. You and Coco probably feel the same way. Hey, why don't we take a picture together? I suggest this to change the somber mood.
写真
A picture? Yeah, a picture. Hold on, let me get my phone. I'll take a group photo of everyone, but since we're missing a few, Tsugumi isn't here right now, and Sora won't show up in a photo. I have you and Coco sit side by side, and I prepare the camera on my phone.
ピピも映らん
Pee-Pee should be in it too. I guess it won't be a selfie. Because we can't see what he looks like yet, apparently. Not apparently, like I would guess. Pee-Pee should be in it too. Coco holds Pee-Pee. I'll count down. 3, 2, 1, say cheese. Probably is not cheese in Japanese. But maybe it is. That'd be funny if it turned out to be cheese in Japanese too. They just borrow an English word.
ニコ
Oh, it's Nico. Okay.
チーズ
It's cheese for Coco. Afterwards, we keep taking photos of each other. And even capture the sleeping boy's peaceful face. Here's the memory card. I hand the memory card with the newly taken photos to you. Wait, he has like a card in his phone? I mean, my card can put micro SD card. My phone can put micro SD cards in it, but how often do you ever use that?
ありがとう早速コピーするから今撮ったの見よ
Thank you. Let me make copies right away so we can see the ones we just took. With this, a new page in your history is being written, huh, you?
蔵なりが映ってるから黒歴史だけどね
Though it's kind of a dark history with you in the frame, Takeshi. What'd you say? We laughed for a while. Oh, I'm just being tsundere. Slightly different style than
そうだ
Tsugumi.
聞いてなかったけどココってレミューに誰と来たの
I didn't ask, but did you come with... But who did you come with to Lemieux, Coco?
まさか誰かさんみたいに一人で来たってことないわよね
There's no way you came alone, right? Like someone else around here. Who's that someone else? I came with 2 male friends.
えおホモ友達
Yeah, she kind of like clarifies what I was thinking. It's kind of weird. Huh? Are you guys gay? I guess homodachi is gay. We're just friends.
でココは
And how about you, Coco?
ねピピと
I came with Pee-Pee. Huh?
家族とか友達とか一緒じゃなくて
Not with friends or family? They have it the other order in Japanese.
ピピは友達で家族だよ
This is weird. I guess she doesn't like respect her dad at all, so she's just not mentioning him. Pee-Pee is family. And my friend. So is your house nearby, Coco? If her house is close, Coco might be able to come alone.
すんごく近いよこの上だもん
It's super close, right above us. Huh? Right above us? There couldn't possibly be a residential area around here. Like, I come straight from heaven.
ってことは両親がこの施設で住み込みで働いているんじゃないかしら
So do both your parents live and work here?
そうだよココのパパここで働いているんだよ
Yeah, my dad works here.
ナッキュもここに住んでいるの
And Coco, do you live here too?
まあ
Or
住んでるって言えば住んでいるのかな。バイト期間中だけどね。
Well, you could say I do. It's just during my part-time job, though. Right? I just that she has like a quarters for her job, apparently.
ナッキの家族もここに住んでいるの？
And does your family live here, Nakyu? Sore spot. Yu's family. I recall Yu's father, who went missing 17 years ago. He does live here, ironically. Did Coco unknowingly step on an emotional landmine? Yes. I glance at Yu. She seems completely unconcerned.
私のお母さんはここじゃなくて実家に住んでるわね。
My mom lives in our actual home, not here.
ナッキのお母さんってどんな人なの？
What is your mom
ナッキ
like?
みたいな人？
What is your mom like, Nakyu? Is she like you?
どうなのかな。楽観的っていうかなんていうか、あんまり物事に動じるようなタイプの人じゃないわね。
I wonder. She's kind of optimistic, or, well, not the type to get flustered by things. The thing is that Yuki's kind of a minor character and all this. You never really meet her, so it doesn't really matter what her character's like. Although it has to be not too different from Yu's, so that her clone doesn't come out not too different from her.
今まで18年間あの人と付き合ってきたけど、うるさく言われたことなんか一度もないし。
I've been with her for 18 years, but she's never scolded me once.
放任主義で育てられたからかな。逆にどんな人かよくわからないかも。
I've been raised with a laissez-faire parenting style, so I don't really know what kind of person she is, to be honest. Okay.
だからこんな風になっちゃったのかもね。
Maybe that's why it turned out like this, huh?
そうなんだ。やっぱりナッキみたいな人なんだね。
I see. So she's like you after all, not you.
なんだってここ。
What did you say, Coco? I get it. There's a power type Nakyu, good at physical work, and also a skill type Nakyu, good at housework.
蔵なりまで。
You too, Takeshi.
ほんでタケピョン、ママとパパと一緒に住んでるの？
What about you, Takepyon? Do you live with your mom and dad? Huh? The conversation suddenly shifts to
それ
me.
とも一人暮らし？
Or do you live alone? Interesting, because it doesn't matter. After that, you and Coco bombard me with questions about my personal life. Until Coco gets sleepy. And of course, we don't answer those questions because the answers are not important. Coco falls asleep, you falls asleep, and then I slip into an empty bed and close my eyes. And when I close my eyes, a line from Sora crosses my mind.
そうです。人間が世界を認識するためには五感のうちのいずれかを使う以外に方法はありません。
Yes, to perceive the world, humans have no choice but to use one of the five senses.
ですから全ての感覚を失ってしまったら世界があるのかどうかさえわからなくなってしまうのです。
So if you lose all of your senses, you won't even know if the world exists.
逆に言えば視点こそが世界を作っていると言えるのかもしれませんね。
On the other hand, could it be said that perspective is what creates the world? As sleep draws near, my senses begin to fade away. Only consciousness remains, shaping the world. Before I know it, I'm dreaming. I become the moon, casting its reflection upon the water. But that dream gradually shifts from admiring the moon to being someone else's dream. Who are you? Who am I? Whose dream is it? I continue to fall deeper into slumber as if dreaming within a dream. As if waking up from a nap, I gradually regain consciousness. In my narrowed field of vision, I can't understand where I am or what the hell I'm doing. Huh? What the hell I'm doing? For some reason, I feel an unnaturalness in saying that about myself. Staring at the same letters for too long can make them look weird and unreadable. Now the unnaturalness I feel is much like that sensation. A feeling where the obvious seems not so obvious. Discomfort. Well, it's probably because I just woke up and my brain isn't fully functioning yet. I glance at the clock on my phone and it's nearly 7 o'clock. 7 a.m. I woke up unusually early. Looking around, I see Coco sleeping. Hey, wake up, it's morning. Coco rubs her eyes and quietly sits up. Oh, good morning, big brother. Interesting. Good morning, Oni-chan. Huh, Oni-chan? I see. You got an older brother, huh? But I'm not your older brother. You're wrong, Oni-chan. And then the hint breaks. Anyway, we'll be late for school if we don't hurry. Coco's still half asleep. Late? For school? What are you talking about? Those are the settings. Hey, come on, let's get up, let's wash our faces and have breakfast. I don't have to read that because that was in English. Coco stretches and gives a big yawn. Entering the break room, I see the boy and you have just finished procuring food. Tsugumi's nowhere to be found.
倉成さん、おはようございます。
Karanari-san, good morning. Morning, Sora. By the way, has the toxic gas removal been completed?
すみません。完全除去までにはあと2時間はかかります。
Sorry, it will take another 2 hours. I see.
あら、倉成がこの時間に起きるなんて珍しいじゃない。
Oh, it's rare to see you up at this hour, Takeshi. You approach me as I talk with Sora. Hey, I occasionally wake up early too.
まあ、ちょうどよかったわ。これから朝食の準備をするとこだったから。
Well, you're just in time. I was just about to prepare breakfast. I guess he wakes up early so that we can basically do this, like, so that the kid could dream this, right? Because it happens while the kid's asleep.
それじゃあ、はい、これ、倉成の分ね。
Then here you go. This is yours. You hands me a whole head of lettuce. Huh? What am I supposed to do with this? Break it apart and make a salad? If you want to, you can do it like a wedge salad, where you just kind of eat it with a knife and fork and don't break it apart.
お好きにどうぞ。丸々1個が倉成の分なんだから。
Do whatever you like. The whole head is yours. Wait a minute, what kind of breakfast are you planning?
パンをご飯代わりに、ソーセージとレタスがおかずだけど。
I thought we could have bread instead of rice, with sausage and lettuce as side dishes. Have you ever cooked anything before?
今してるじゃない。
I'm doing it now. You speaks with a straight face. Fine then, I'll make something amazing with these ingredients. Just you watch. Just you watch. Just you watch.
ここも手伝うよ。
I'll help too, Takepyon. Hey, thanks, Coco.
僕も手伝うよ。それで何を作るの？
I'll help too, so what are we making? Well, let's make hot dogs. The three of us, Coco and the boy, and I make hot dogs. You just watch us. Quietly.
ねえねえ、ナッキュ、何か書くもの持ってない？
Hey, Nakyu, do you have anything to write with?
サインペンでいい？
Is a ball pen okay? Okay, ballpoint pen okay? You rummages through her bag and hands Coco a ballpoint pen.
ナッキュ、このサインペン、なんかかっちょいいね。
Nakyu, this pen is so cool. Instead of saying though kakoi, she seems to say some other weird variation of it.
そうでしょ？
かっちょいい。
これね、カートリッジ式のインクだから、 何年も使えて象が踏んでも壊れないスペシャルなサインペンなんだ。
Yeah, it's a special pen with cartridge ink, so you can use it for years and it won't break, even if an elephant steps on it.
スペシャルなんだ。
Well, it's special, huh? I wonder how much an elephant stepping on something, what the probability that would be, what the probability would be of an elephant stepping on a pin breaking it. Because, like, the elephant's foot can kind of squish over the pin and then put the weight, most of the weight of the elephant around it, right? I don't know, I'm not very familiar with elephant foot physics. I need to get stepped on by elephants more often. The boy takes the pen with admiration and, after receiving the boy's notepad, scribbles something down. For Tsugumi, Coco. Coco, you're great for saving some for Tsugumi. Coco smiles shyly. I guess this is why you see this scene, too, as well. Okay. Now let's eat.
いただきます。
Which is something like time to eat, yes. Itadakimasu. When I bite into the hot dog, the rich meaty juices fill my mouth with pleasure. Again, nitrites. Wow, that's good. It's worth all the trouble just to enjoy something so tasty. I think as I savor the scrumptious hot dog. But that was really good. The Frankfurter inside was just exquisite. What? What happened? Suddenly a puffy, grotesque object appears right in front of me, dangerously close to my mouth.
これがフランクフルトの原材料になった島ガツオです。
This is the Pacific pomfret, the raw material for the Frankfurter. Sora begins explaining the deep-sea fish in front of me.
スズキ目島ガツオ科の深海魚です。
It's a deep-sea fish of the order Perciformes. Right, it's an order of names, so it's Latin. And the family Baramidae. I guess if you wanted to say it in ecclesiastical Latin, or Italianized Latin, it would be Percifores, right? Because isn't in Italian all like the C's are like ch? Because Italian's messed up like that. The big black eyes stare at me. Is this what I just ate? Oh, okay, backspace this so you can see like the bottom text. I feel like I'm being sucked into those big black eyes.
倉成さん、お役に立てましたか？
Okay, I'm gonna stop here. Which is not a place to stop, but this is where I'm gonna stop. Okay.